My good. My good. I'm back. I'm back, bitches. It is. Oh, I went. Okay, that. Like looking at stuff. It is James Lott Jr. This is Jose this morning. On my regular time, I usually come on. Yeah, it's not so. It's no soaps today. No soap thing. It's just me coming on for a little bit to say hi to you guys. See what's going on. I've been on every morning this week, just about like the old days. This is very nice. It is super windy here in Los Angeles. Super, super windy. We had earthquakes. Now we're getting super wind. Oh, yeah, power won't go out. We will see. But I'm on for now. Want to tell you, thanks yesterday to your donations, I was able to pay for my what should we call it? Mailbox. I'm good till April. I am so happy. That mailbox was the best decision I've made in a long time. Especially now with people, porch pirates, what they call it, porch pirates and all that stuff. It is like people out here stealing people's stuff. They're just going, they're walking on people's and then sometimes I'll come home. I have a huge garden. I have a gate. I have a huge garden. My gate isn't locked. You can unlatch it and just, and come in. I have no animals. Clearly, you can see because if anybody walks up to a gate, you can clearly see if an animal comes your door. I mean, there's no animals. They'll just toss my package in there. Just toss it. And it's like in my garden. I'm like, but it's that plain sight. Anybody just walk by. Oh, the package. They didn't put it on my porch. Like what? It is crazy. It's crazy. So I'm like, getting that mailbox, yes. The only thing is a little the inconvenience of I have to go somewhere to get my mail. It's not super close, but it's not far away either. And it's in an area I like. It's by the airport. I'm by the airport. It's not far. Um, but I'm finding it better than the post office. It was cheaper than the post office. And I try to go to the post office with their mailboxes that was closer, but they give me all this runaround. I'm like, I don't have time for runaround. Wait, it's time for that shit. I got things to do. So this has been the best. It's been the best. Um, so it's been the best. I love it. I so great. I think it was Daisy Flower 40 who got me to get it, or somebody said you should get it. I'm glad I got it. Same with Cash App. I didn't have Cash App before. Somebody said you can get Cash App. Best thing. I mean, same thing. So I do listen to you guys. I do. I do. Hi, Beautiful Ashes. I know. I feel this is so. This is what I wanted to do this time last year. This is what I wanted to do, and I couldn't do it because I was caretaking my stepdad at this time. Um, the anniversary of his death is coming up in a few weeks. So it's like I this is what I had planned this last year where I was like, okay, I want to do more. The morning show is my anchor. I love coming on and talking to you guys. Hello, Matt. Hello, Tony, JC. I like to come on in the morning because I'm having my coffee. It's my Starbucks coffee. I already ran like 5 errands today. My sister needs help in Kansas, so I'm sending her some clothes and some supplies out tomorrow. So I had to go to my mom's house and take care of that and get stuff from her to put in the basket tomorrow, the box tomorrow. I'm gonna help her out. Um, and that's why my hair is all wind blown. It's 50 degrees and the wind is like wind gusts of like 70 miles an hour. It is unreal how windy it is. Right? All my plants are knocked over. I had to go save my plants. Hi, Natasha. It was crazy. So that's what and so it was good. So I did that and all I take care of. And so it was it's been a lot, but I wanted to do this last year. I wanted to come in the mornings, talk to you guys, have our coffee together, spill some tea, and move on for our days. That's why I visit JLJ this morning. That's what it's all about. It's like my morning radio show. Good morning, Tracy. So I'm glad you're enjoying these beauty. I mean, it's been fun. I mean, I've been enjoying myself. And you guys are actually watching them. I also have to say thank you, and you guys are amazing to the folks who are watching my reaction video to the 60th anniversary GH special. Over. Let me look at the numbers again. Because I was like, this is crazy. When I look at the numbers, I'm like, how much have I done on this? I mean, like, I did not expect this at all. I was just literally doing my own little video. It's over take two, James. It's over 1,000 views already, 1,100 views. I can't believe it in just one day. So thank you for checking it out. And on my audio, same thing. It was #1 yesterday. I thank you so much. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect it. And I want to thank you guys who are watching my JLJ After Dark videos. I put out 3 recently. Once just hit 100 views 3 days ago. I'll do some more of those too. And I will go live when I get a chance, or I'm up late. Last night I wanted to go live, but it was too windy. Like literally, I just didn't want to anything. Yes, and what the Creflo. Well, Tony, like my sister told me to tell you, if you have you see Inglewood, California in the chat, or Zandra or Zandy from Inglewood, that's my sister. She listens to Creflo every morning. So you take a page from him. But I like morning. The morning, get yourself ready, right? Get yourself ready. Candace is hilarious. And girl could talk. She's something else. But it was good yesterday. It was fun. She actually helped. It was good having her on yesterday. I like having people on with me. A lot of my friends are busy. They're doing stuff. So it's kind of nice to have them on. And it was kind of fun. So it was good. So Candace is good. She's good people. I'm sending her a box of stuff too. I am a generous person. I like to give things out to you guys are generous to me. I give things out to other people, but I have a box of goodies for Candace. I'm going to send. I sent her 1 box already. I'm going to send her another box of goodies. I like to spread the wealth. I've had an abundance in my life here and there. That goes with the horrible stuff too. But that's life, isn't it? Life is a mixture of good and bad, isn't it? Good, bad, ugly, and everything. It's all of it, isn't it? So that's that one thing I've learned that lesson very easily. Also, I want to say there was also want to say thank you about too. There was always this month. Yesterday I had a chance to be with my family. There's Candy. See, there's Candy, right? She's here. We celebrated Dia de los Reyes, Three Kings Day, Epiphany, whatever you want to call it. Everybody calls it differently. I found the cake in the baby. I found the baby in the cake. I was like, first cut. Uncle James cutting the cake, and I found the baby. So that was me. I don't make tamales, but I will buy some in February. I told my family. But it's just fun. I did it. So it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. Be with my niece and my family, my sister. I don't do a lot of family stuff because they're not really here. So it was a nice be with my sisters and everybody. So I did that. Hi, good morning, Laura B. Yes, man, this is in the building. It was a lot of fun yesterday, and I needed that. I needed that. So nice little family stuff. So did that. So that was good. Take the good with the bad, the bitter with the sweet. There you go. You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life. Yeah. We have no choice. You got to take them anyway. So I'm going through a lot. Trust me, I'm going through stuff you guys just have no idea. I'm going through a lot of stuff right now, personally. Still, but that's life. It's not going to end. I have some new worries coming up that I have to handle, but that's what it is. It is as things shift and change and move around, and these guys, I try to hold on and everything. So it's kind of funny. So wait to give you flow. Thank you. You'll say please and thank you. Tony's like thank you. Very good, excellent. As my friend always says. Wait to give you flow. Well, pass them on. If you lived out here, Tony, you could have a piece of them. That just you don't live out here. No one knows what that means. They think I'm weird. Well, I just announced the baby. If you find the baby, you have to, it's a tradition. So Laura B, I actually said it. So yeah, I told everybody what that means. So they know. Yeah, the facts of life. So it is. It is. Like baby won't fly overhead. I know. Flobo was open to the idea of coming. I have to pay for it. So you never know. It might be a surprise because I want to go to New York. So and his family's in New York too. We want to come to New York. So Tony GC, your men might be coming to New York in March. I said I would love to see you if you're free. Yes. My hair is I had my I'm wind blown from outside. My hair breathed today. I shaved the sides, so they're all new again. But it is so windy. I have videos I posted are just like they're crazy. They're crazy. They are crazy. I'm going to get I'm almost done with my coffee. I'm gonna get actually something to drink to go with my coffee. So I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. I'm back. I'm black. What's going on, kids? So watch my chocolate twin and company edition days today, later at 4 p.m., 3 p.m. 6 times. I get peach mango. This portion of JLJ this morning is brought to you by General Hospital. As this week we say goodbye to our friend, Bobby Spencer. Catch General Hospital weekdays on ABC and streaming on Hulu. Thank you. I'm wearing, this is courtesy of Black Beverly Hills, Black owned local business. I live near these streets. I'm going to tell you exactly where I live. Don't anybody coming after me. The Crenshaw, Slauson, Overhill, La Brea, La Cienega are Black Beverly Hills. It's Baldwin Hills, Windsor Hills, View Park, Inglewood. It's all part of the thing. They're a great company. They have fun shirts. Support Black business, support small business, support business. That's Peach Mango V8. My nutrients. And a Cafe Americano on here. But extra cream, bitches. What's she doing? My mangoes aren't freshly squeezed, but I'll tell you guys a little story, you guys. Can I tell you a little story? I'll spill some tea with you guys this morning. Come closer, children. Let me tell you a story. So James is officially in the dating pool. I have rejoined a couple of apps. I'm going to tell you which ones. I completely was on a couple of apps, and I'm getting some hits. There are a few people out there who think I'm attractive, apparently. Imagine that. And so you got various conversations. There's certain various conversations. But I have met, oh yeah, but it was a show, Bobbin Hills. So I've met a couple of guys. And there's one I'm talking to on one. I'm not gonna tell you which one it is. He doesn't live here, but he has family here, and he comes down here all the time. So we're having conversation. There's conversation. But there was another one. I mean, on another app, we were connecting, having a good old, I guess, in my hair, shit, connecting and stuff. But in the end, he's married to a woman, has never come out, has not come out of the closet. And also, so I had to end it. I'm not a teacher. I'm not here to do all that stuff. I said, unless I'm just a friend to you, I'm not going to do anything. And so he's the fourth person in last year that I've attracted that are married and or straight that want to mess around with me. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what I'm giving off. That's not what I'm trying to give off. I get this thing in my head. I can't get it out. I'm not trying to give that energy off. That's not what I want. I gotta say it out loud. I want somebody who's available and who knows who they are. Shit. I'm not here to bring someone out of the closet or not to all this stuff. No, I'm looking for a relationship. So I am back in the pool. I'm back in the pool. I'm seeing how hard it is. It hasn't changed at all. So well, so of course I'll give you guys updates here and there. Listen to my shows 50 plus or my show what, because I'll be talking about that stuff. Also, my season premiere of yeah, no DLJ, so we ain't doing any of that. We ain't doing that. And then my season premiere of Liquid James on Genius Show will be me and Flobo. We went shopping. So I'm gonna edit that together and do that this whole day of shopping. I deserve way better than that. And so I feel for people who are not out. So I totally feel them. I know it's not easy and stuff, but I can't go backwards. I'm too old and too out for all that. So we ain't going that direction. But it's just interesting to go, okay, I'm back in the pool, dip my toe in there, see what's going on. Because I don't go out nowhere. So I'm gonna try to go out a little more, get out the house. Um, and I don't know how we'll do this, but we're gonna try to see what's going on. So I my toes out there, but this other person I'm talking to, very nice, and very cute. And we'll see. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm like, I'm not even going too crazy or anything about it. I'm just like trying to enjoy the moment. I'm trying to overcome my self-esteem issues and stuff. So I'm trying to overcome all that too. So we're gonna see. I said I tried a couple of apps. I'm not on the rest yet because I don't know how. I mean, who knows how they're gonna be. So we're gonna try it. I know Kansas. I think I just broke the internet. James is dating again. Hey, we're trying. I told you I'm tired of being by myself. I want a relationship. So I got myself out there. I'm not meeting nobody, so I got myself out there. I keep meeting the wrong people out there. New show on JLJ Media, The Lies to Tell You Way. I mean, interview, but I know whoever's gonna be with me, it's gonna be interesting for them. I know it is. I think I cut my hair out. Where's my brush? My brush. My brush right here. It's gonna be very interesting, to say the least. But I'm a very, very low key. I'm really actually low maintenance, low key person. I don't do me wrong. We're fine. Shit, I'm like we're fine. I'm very easy breezy cover girl. Um, I'll say my best date I've had in 4 years was with Flobo, and that was on December 23rd. He took care of me and pampered me, and that was my first date in years. It was a great date. So Flobo and I are already soulmates, so I don't have to worry about that part. But just I gotta find somebody. I can find a second soulmate that I can have that I actually will have sex with me. That's what I gotta do. I gotta find my brush. I gotta find my hair. Um, So that's a little tea for you this morning. See, you woke up to something, had no idea, did you? 21 people. They're like, so you guys came in here, and that's what you get. James gave you spill a little tea for you guys. There's only eight likes, really. Come on, folks. Hit that thumbs up button. I know some folks forget. We come in and say hi to me. They forget to hit the thumbs up. They forget to come up. So hit that button. Like me. Also, since Three Kings Day is over, the tree will be coming down. The lights will be coming down. I'll be taking down the Christmas stuff later today. Outside's too windy, so I'm going to try to take down this stuff outside. It's flying everywhere. I'm just like, I'll just deal with that later. You know, flaunting my hair. I'm flaunting my hair. Oh, flaunting Flobo. Yes, he was. He was I was like, he did basically take me on a date. And that whole day was wonderful. It was a great date. It's exactly the kind of date I would love to have if someone took me out. And he totally did it. So I see why the women's are clawing at him. I totally get it. So I was like, it was really, I was like, I could actually, I said it was a man date, it was a friend date, but I will count that as a date. It was wonderful. Because I know what I like or whatever. Man, I mean, I'm already on it. But trust me, there is someone I really like, but it's complicated and it's just too complicated. And so I don't think anything will ever happen with that person. And they're across the country. So I don't know. But that's yeah. So he's like, no. Candace, do you know anything more about Bridget Dobson? Candace would be the appropriate full person for the jury. CSI Candace, she was in there. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, there's not. Like I said, right now, there's nothing really to report. Like I said, I'm kind of talking to one person. That could end today. The people disappear all the time. There are a couple people who liked me and they disappeared. I said hi and they were like bye. So maybe they made a mistake. They didn't mean to like me. I don't get offended. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So it really isn't anything to investigate. It's like, well, we'll get there. I guess we'll get there. So yeah, so I guess I got to I forgot I got to do this. Okay, so we're on 20 minutes already. Okay, so it's just JLJ Media. All you guys in the chat already follow me, but if you're listening at watching this later, if you're not following me, hit the subscribe button. Follow me. I have all kinds of goodies on this channel, so check it all out. I have news in a few minutes. Stay tuned. Super chats are enabled. Donations are welcome to JLJ Media. I always have bills to pay and things that happen here to take care of. I take PayPal, CashAPP, Venmo, and Zelle. The Zooms for this month and next month are up underneath the video. We only have 3 this month. A happy hour next Friday. Happy hour on the 20th. Private soap channels are always good. I'm getting signups for that already. And in a month of mental health. Chances are all 3 will happen. Those are usually the ones. The happy hours mental health I always do, whether it's 1 person or 2 people, doesn't matter. I always have them regardless. Private soap chats. I'm also available for one-on-ones. I had 2 one-on-ones this month already. So thank you guys who decided to pay a little something to hang out with me, and we had a great time. I do 30 minutes, half hour, and 90 minutes. I always say an hour is a sweet spot for a lot of people, because half hour goes by so fast. I had 1 person paid 90 minutes, and they went by fast. I'm like, we can talk about whatever you want. So there you go. So we gotta get it. Yeah, well, the one dating app I'm on matches with other people, and they're not my matches. I'm like, I don't want that. I push this. I have both apps that I'm on. It asks you very specific questions on what you want. That's why I like them. It's very specific. So I look at everything. Make sure that before I even swipe, I'll make sure that I know that any potential whatever. And so when they give you one gives you like they both give you suggestions. I'm telling you, so far, 70% of the time it's not for me. So I don't know where they get their matching stuff. 30% of the time, yeah. The other 70%, I'm like, that's not. I don't. How do you match us together? I'm like, they want this and I want that. It's not even similar. So I don't know what that's about, guys. So I do there. So yes, some do. I'm just up through Christmas. Remember, like 3 episodes a day. Sit at home. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Candace will let you know what's going on. I'm seeing all the things online. People are responding for Fabs. Yes. So folks were asking for there have been things that were changed. There are things that were canceled. Yes, I have family stuff and things going on. So yeah, there are things changed and canceled. So some of you guys are not crazy. Some of you guys who follow me, you're not crazy from before. It's like not crazy. Good morning, Miss Crystal. So yes, so check for that. But yes, it's like I said, this month, next Friday, happy hour, the following Saturday, soap chat, and the following Friday is going to be the mental health one. So we'll have a good time. Well, those 3 are some of my favorites. The soap chats are, oh my god. Happy hour is a lot of fun. You should come, you guys, if you haven't come to happy hours, $10. We have the best time on these happy hours. And again, just like I will say this week, you guys have brought up we've talked about everything this week. You guys, it's been just amazing. I love these conversations because I'm not just a soap person. I can talk about other stuff. And we have. We have. And I love it. And so the Zooms we do, they seriously they go from they range. They totally range. I'm feeling energized. I'm getting some work done. I got some work done last night. I'm gonna get some work done today. Moving forward on some stuff. I'm very excited. Matt, I'm gonna be calling you up for a small voice role to get you in. I have a project happening that I'm gonna start working on. So I did not forget about you. I'm starting pre-production on it. I have a book I'm working on pre-production on, all kinds of stuff. Who breaks? And usually it's you, Matt, who breaks first during the Happy Hour Zooms. But it's gonna be we have a lot of fun. The Zooms are fun. We have a good time. And I said I added a new tier on Patreon, $50 a month. You get free Zooms the whole month. Every month, that's no matter what they cost. And a lot of times I do 4 or 5 Zooms a month. So that takes cost that. So if you go up to that cost and you get a one-on-one with me for free every month, I mean all kind. Plus you get all the content. Post some stuff this morning. I have some more to post later on today. I post every tier gets something. Every tier gets. I mean, it's so. If you like, I want to support James once a month at least. That's the thing to think about if you have the money. So think about it. Tell your friends. Tell your husband. Tell mom. James is just what James does full time, and it's how I make money. So this is what I do. I see my colleagues. They do it today. They do it like I did, the same as me. I'm like, I see them do it. I'm doing it too. And some of my colleagues are not even as good as I am, or treat their people as good as I do. Because I'm like, it's all about the fans, about the lotties. You guys are wonderful, 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 and help keep me a little bit sane during these tough. I'm in a tough season right now, so you guys are helping me out from not going super crazy. My mother's all commenting on something. Let's see what she said. So I will open up we started yesterday towards the end. So I'll be opening it again. If you have any questions you want to ask me, ask me. So it gives me a little question answer session. Or anything, any comment or anything you want to start up, we can start up. No, I don't dye my hair, Crystal. My hair, it is gray in here. What I did is I shaved the sides, but I have gray all up and through here, girl. The lighting is just really good right now. Oh, it's gray all of my hair. Gray all of my hair. That's all gray. It's crazy. So no, girl, my hair it's just white. It's mostly black, like me. So he said, I'm waiting for Jonathan Majors to interview tomorrow. Oh, he's doing the interview tomorrow. He's gonna go on the tour. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it. I'll wait till everybody else watches it and tells me what they think, and then I'll see, and then I'll see clips, I'm sure, somewhere. Um, it's funny because when I saw him in interviews a couple of years ago, I really liked him, and I was like, oh my god, he's like a nice young man, and it's gonna be great. And he's good looking and all that. So I don't know all this stuff that's gone down, and he's been basically found guilty and stuff. I'm curious what this interview is going to be, you guys. I mean, what is he going to say? The Steelers did win. Hey, I'm so happy. I know, Sherry. We're very happy. I saw it last night. They won. I am Steeler Nation all the way. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So I don't know. I hate seeing our black men. You know, I hate to see that. Hey Tony, if you want to do one of my audio dramas, I'd love to have you on. If you want to. 17 of them. I can make a new character for you. You come on. Record through Zoom. I'm resuming, but I'm bump all this stuff. So I'm writing, I'm putting together, I'm post producing, I'm like all kind of stuff. And my hair does look dark, but it's gray. It's all that's gray. It's all gray. I look at my hair in a ponytail. It's starting to bug me. Okay. I got questions. I got questions. Okay. Let me tie my hair up first. Let me tie my hair up first because I'm like right now it's bugging me. Okay, here we go. We're putting a ponytail. Okay. Okay. First question. I answered Tony's. Candice Mack, I have a question, holds the mic. Why do you think networks are afraid to quote unquote hire new blood to join soaps as either executive producers or writers? I don't think they're afraid. I think they go with what they know. The network has to feel like, okay, here's Sarah. Is this a really good question, Candice Mack of Soap Party 411 and Take Two Radio? Here's I see your question, Laura, so I see it too. Okay. Laura, I can ask you Laura's question quickly. I have no clue. I have no clue, no idea. I really don't. Idea. Okay. Candice, everybody else. So here's the thing. First of all, the network has to be involved in the series, the soaps. The network has to care about the soap opera. That's first. Number two, the network's going to look at money. They're going to look at money, and that's it. The bottom line so that goes for executive producers, directors, writers, casting. Maybe we throw them in there too. If the show is giving them decent numbers, if the show is under budget or within budget, chances are, if they're not involved, if they're not involved in storylines and how it's going, and have a real interest, they have no reason to change an executive producer or a writer. Networks don't view soaps the way or shows the way we do. They don't view it as like, we should think about, rotating the cast. We should think about this. They don't think that way. In my opinion, they don't think that way. They look at money and bottom line, and that's ratings, that's budgets. That's all they care about. And peripherally, they probably look at, okay, make sure there's no storyline super crazy, maybe, who knows. But I don't think it's a afraid thing. It's just they don't have a thought. It's the same thing I always say about Black issues or Latino cast, or they go, I don't understand. I mean, some may say them not thinking about it is racist. I don't know if I'll say that. What I'll say is, if you're all white, you have no reason to think about it. Or if you're Black and you don't think about Hispanic stuff, maybe. Like, it's just an omission. It's like there's no reason to think about bringing it in unless you value diverse casting or diverse writers or diverse. If you're all men, you don't think about having women. You have to have a mindset of thinking about, we should have women on here. Like, I don't think the networks are afraid. I just think they don't think about it. They just don't really care. Unless the soap is tanking out the box, they don't say nothing. So it's just that we as fans, we view it that way. I don't think they view it that way, if that makes any sense. Our answer to Jason's question, I have no clue. Check out the email. Yes, it is actually my friend Cameron Grimes' birthday today. On her 2-year anniversary of Box Game, but happy birthday to Miss Cameron. She's the best. She's the best. New mom. I paired with Matt and Candace in a triangle. Oh, I love it. Trust me, I could write something like that in 2 seconds. I could write a whole new show around that. Trust and believe. I can totally do that. Yeah, it's not a problem. That's a good question, Candace. Very good question. I feel like we care more than they do. Of course we're thinking of all these things. They're not thinking of that stuff. They don't mean shit to them. They're not thinking about, well, we should look at this and look at that. They don't care. It's not even on their radar. It's not even on their radar. They don't even think about that. And that's a shame. That's a lot of businesses are like that, where unless someone brings it up or someone fights for it, that goes back to our thing the other day about fighting for stuff. Unless it's fought for it, nobody thinks about anything. I think people are so used to everything being the way it always has been. That's kind of how life seems to work. Well, it's always been this way, and we just kind of do it this way, and that's how we do it. And there's no other thought to changing it. Then occasionally you'll get thought leaders who come into positions and they do make changes because there are people out there who do think that way. So I don't know, but I just think again, NBC let Days go. They didn't try to fight for it and keep it. They're like bye. They did not try to fight it. Okay, question about B&B, the Emma's death and baby switch storyline. Before Thomas had tumor, did Thomas have a tumor? Was that him too? That tumor thing? Well, I'm blanking. I'm blanking out on that. I don't. Sorry, Laura. I can't answer any of your questions today. I'm like, I don't know, girl. I can't remember. I actually can't remember. To tell you the truth, I know I can't remember. Okay, Candace answered for you after. That's why I love the chat. You guys know more stuff than I do. I can't remember everything. I can't remember everything. There's some stuff.
To do the right thing. We do not want to go to war with people like Kendrick.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Jasmine Guy won an Emmy last night at the Creative Arts Emmys for my friend Zane Hubbard's Chronicles of Jessica Wu. I'm so happy for my friend Zane, for my friend Brandon, my friend Jasmine Hester, for Helena Alexis. The series I've championed that series for years. They're all my friends. They invited me and I couldn't go because I had family stuff. They invited me to come to their stuff, but last night was Creative Arts Emmys. Again, I was not invited to that. So Emmys, fuck you. And so I am excited because Jasmine Guy was a good get for my friend, and she was good in the series season 3. You see it on Tubi and stuff. And I'm very happy for them, and it's a good. I mean, his material really worked. Ethel, and Jasmine Guy is a legend, so I'm very happy. I'm very happy for her. She's a great actress. She's more than Whitley, folks, and she's a great actress. I'm so happy for her. Yesterday was the anniversary of Fame to part in the intro season of Jasmine Guy. Yeah. Well, Jasmine Guy used to dance. It was with Debbie Allen dancing at the Oscars in the '80s. She was one of the featured dancers. Jasmine Guy's been around for a long time, and she is much more than. Trust me, I love Whitley, but she was much more than Whitley. So I'm glad she got an Emmy. I love seeing people who are around my age get second and third acts, and they get recognized for it. I love it. Protect Jasmine Guy. Oh, try me. I don't have to love you. You can get for free. If you want real loving, then try me. I love that. I loved her music and everything. I loved it back in the day. She was the best. I'm very happy for my friends. But they did invite me to their gala. I couldn't make it. I was with family last night, celebrating Dia de los Reyes. So I was like, but thank you. So I was like, oh, it was nice. So I see. You tagged me in a tweet. Let me go look on here. Because I saw that Shanika posted EastEnders and Hollyoaks. She did that tweet. Let's see what's going on here. I'm tagged like 5 tweets. Which series primetime show was the epic one of them all? So Candace asked the question. I haven't seen Harlem yet, Tony. I haven't seen it yet. I just like her in Dead Me or Dead Like Me, where she was they were helping people who were dead. She was really good in that, especially. Um, so Candace asked me on social media, which 70s, 80s primetime show was the epic one of them all? She shout out to the Colbys, Paper Dolls, Dallas, Dynasty, and Fun Press. Um, these kind of questions are always hard for me because it's a good question. It's a good question, but it's hard for me because how can I say this? Oh, and tonight is the Golden Globes. Get ready for that. What can I say? All the shows in prime time, they were different. They had similarities in terms of the grandness of many of them, but they were also different in the 80s. And I actually, if I were to say the biggest, kind of most grandest one would be Dynasty on some level, because just the sheer pomp and circumstance, the clothing budget, the hair, the shoulder pads, the storylines, and they were from 81 to 89. They were total 80s. But then I look at Dallas. Dallas's impact is actually bigger than all of them. Dallas had a formula that's very common and easy to. Empire was Dallas, years later, but in a music business. Um, Dallas fits all the criteria: family drama, sibling rivalry, a villain you love to hate, sex, drugs, corporate scandal, multi-generational story. And remember, it literally is the biggest soap ratings wise than all of them. Dallas and Dynasty went back and forth number one, but Dallas had Who Shot JR. Who Shot JR? It's JR Ewing alone. It's like Susan Lucci and Erica Kay. It's bigger than anything. But they had that, and they had the Dream Season, the Bobby in the Shower, two very iconic moments that from all the soaps, those two stand out the most in people's general public. Dallas had the largest audience of all time with Who Shot JR reveal. Like it's just that its impact is it's just so big. But there are a lot of shows that you could say are Dallas like, but there's somewhere else. Knots Landing may have been a better show in many ways. It was much more drama written. I loved Knots Landing. It lasted a little longer. Falcon Crest was a classier show, but Dallas influenced daytime. Texas, it influenced Capital, it influenced a lot of stuff. It was just like but it's J.R. Ewing. You can't forget J.R. Ewing. I mean, that's one of the most iconic characters of all time. He's up there with Helena Cassadine. He's up there with Susan Lucci. Even Alexis, because she's up there. There are certain people that, if you say J.R. Ewing, whether you watch Dallas or not, you know who he is. Victor Newman. It's like these people transcend the medium. Like you just know who they are. So I don't know how to answer that question actually, because it's kind of like a dynasty. Okay, yeah, I'll give Tony a mark on that. Dynasty / the Colbys, they're very much alike. They had the grandness that because they influenced Dynasty influenced the other shows when it came to hair, makeup, bigness, everything. So it's kind of like it had its own impact also, because I mean, there's seasons of Outstanding, you're like, okay, there's all of a sudden shoulder padders they all look like linebackers. Okay, got it. So that's my thing. And who shot JR stuff stands as one of the greatest moments of all of television. Oh, see, so while Dallas is winning, yeah, Dallas is way big. Um, there's a whole thing on Judith Light, who apparently wins her Emmy for a show called Poker Face, and they're saying because Peacock wins first ever Emmy, but I guess they didn't mention that Karen Willick, she played Karen Willick, she won 2 Emmy daytime Emmys. It goes back to them. It's the Emmys. I don't care if they're daytime, regional, whatever. The Emmys, no matter what they are a standard of excellence in the television field. It's one of the highest honors you can get. It's a shame when media and people treat them still a hierarchy there too. I mean, there's a joke on some show I watched recently, and I didn't find it funny. I mean, it's like I have Emmys, daytime Emmys. I'm like, I'm tired of that joke. It's just like I'm tired of it. It doesn't. I would love to win. I don't care how it is. I don't care how it is. Again. So I'm tired of this thing. And Judith Light, of course, is a phenomenal actress of all caliber, and should be protected at all costs. Right now, Dallas is swinging the pole. Very good. Again, another question, James. Do you think Curtis will be pissed if Nina made fun of what she did? I have no clue. I wish I could answer your question. I have no because there's here. Let me do this, Laura. So because I don't want to feel like I'm just like saying I can't understand questions. All 4 soaps are so unpredictable that I don't try to predict anything because unless I know something, then I will say like I said, I believe the end game is Jason and Carly. From all the things heard and seen, that's what I heard. But like I said, what they're going to do, I have no idea how they're going to do it. I have no idea. Curtis and Nina are friends. I forgive her. I probably forgive her. I don't know. I literally don't know what they're so unpredictable. So that's why I don't speculate. I don't guess or speculate because it's too much. So sorry, Larry, I've been asking all these general questions. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I just think because you watch the show. They sometimes they'll surprise you and they'll do a whole 360 and you're like, what? They'll do this. You go, what? So I don't know. They're so unpredictable. So I don't do any. I don't even try to figure that out. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. Someone's sending me something. Let me see what's going on. People send me stuff that's just so weird all the time. Oh, look, that's fair. Yeah, Laura B. Thank you. I said I never speculate anymore because these shows like Bold and Beautiful too. Bold and Beautiful does some stuff. You're like they. I mean, this Emma story. I had no idea they were bringing it back. Like I know they were bringing it back. I'm like I know they were going to do this. I mean, like where's Justin? I hope that like so. I don't know what I'm doing. I sit back and I just kind of watch and then I react because it's just like I'm like what are they doing? What's happening? What's going on? What are you doing? What's happening? What's going on? Good morning, David. So yes, so we're on. So I've been on 49 minutes. Hello, everybody. Thank you. Let's see how many likes I have because I'm learning how to continue to do this. Make sure I promote myself. I have 14 likes and 28 watching. If you are in the app, you can hit the like button, the thumbs up. I guess if you don't like me, you're not going to hit it. But I mean, it helps me get my videos out there more. If you want to help me get my videos out there more, hit the like button or comment, one of the two. I appreciate all you guys watching. I appreciate 20 people watching me. I appreciate it. I don't know if you hate watching me or whatever, but I'm glad you're watching me. And so you guys are saying, hello, Miss Samantha. We're late from today. Yesterday, I was because you guys were able to pay for my storage unit. That's next. I was going to pay for my mailbox for the next 3 months, so I'm good. So I'm good till April. Makes me very happy to have that. Whew. So now I get because I have some stuff coming. I love it. So yes, and yes, I do have the Dallas Not Standing the Colby's Funquest after shows. I'm actually working on new episodes of each. I'm actually working on. I finished recording yesterday 62 episodes of Girlfriends after show, 6 episodes of 50 plus, 7 episodes of another show. So I'm like, we have some content coming for you in January 2024. We got content coming for you. So not everything is video. I have a lot of things that are audio only. So just you go to my page, JLJ Media Anywhere, and I have the list of my shows. And I always kind of refresh it so you know what's going on with JLJ Media. I have all kinds of audio shows. Coffee and Conversations. I just uploaded 6 episodes of that. It's starting on Monday, tomorrow. So we have a lot. I have a lot of stuff coming out, you guys. I have some guests on some of these shows. I'm working on different guests and stuff. It's a lot of fun. I'm getting back into the swing of it again. But I said at the same time, I also take care of my family and other stuff that's going on too. So I'm trying to find that balance. I have less organizing going on right now. So now I'm kind of focusing on the media. You should, Candace. You should. I forgot to get applesauce while I was out today. Walker Ragsdale, you know I do. Ladies and gentlemen, Walker Ragsdale in the chat. One of your favorites. How are you feeling, Walker? Your foot and all that. How's it going? How's it going? You know me. I'm always running, doing 100,000 things. I'm just gonna drop dead one. That's it. I told you I want to drop while I'm working. I want to be like I want to die happy working. James worked hard and just that was it, kids. I'm like that's it, and just like that's it. But I meant to get applesauce this morning. Oh my God, I forgot to get applesauce. And so long eggnog. I love my eggnog. It's nice, baby. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it's just annoying more than anything else. And Walker was talking yesterday. People love our specials. Because Candace is in the chat too. That we'll be back soon. I mean, again, I'm sure the Emmy nominations will be coming out in February, March. We'll be back again, kids. We'll be back again. Also, January 5th was the Emmy show. I'm sure so you fan. Yes, yes. 2 of my podcasts were voted best. I have like 4 or 5 podcasts that were voted best over the last couple of years. So thank you. I have about 50 podcasts out there. So check them out. I know my applesauce, my Mott's, lots for Mott's. We love you, Mott's. And they will not acknowledge me. I've tagged them in almost every product acknowledges me. I want to give a shout out to the Melt. The Melt acknowledged me yesterday. Hi, the Melt. I love your grilled cheese sandwiches. They are the bomb. But the Mott's will not acknowledge me. I mean, I got some of the biggest brands, Perlier, Miss Jessie's, Funky Chunky, they all acknowledge me, but this one will not acknowledge me. So what's going on there? I love your applesauce is the best. The best. The best. Applesauce. Yes, I was going to have some. You guys don't understand. It's so windy here in Los Angeles. My plants were all effed up. I had to hide. I had to put my plants in the ground. I had to move things out. It is so windy. I have somebody I know is flying out today. Fuck that shit. That wind shear and the turbulence trying to come in or leave Los Angeles right now, I would not want to be on a plane right now. It's clear as F. It's clear. Walker, are you decent? Would you want to come on for a few minutes on camera? I don't know if he is. He may have just woken up and just came over here. The fans want to see you. But if you're not, I understand. You just have to come on. So I don't know if he is or not, folks. But you see, I just asked him. We'll see if he's willing to come on. A lot of my friends come through because it's Sunday morning, right? Coming through, and they're just like saying hi. I don't know if they're camera ready. Yes, all my children's. Oh, does that sound? I'm gonna send him a link. All right, kids, I'm sending Walker the link. He only does this for me. That's why I love him. He only does this for me. Okay. Do. Let's get it on. We got to get down. Sorry, I'm typing in the wrong thing. Link. Okay, Walker, I sent you on email. That was my email was up, so I sent you on email. Oh, they want to hear your thoughts on GH and Jason. That's hilarious. Actually, I'm kind of curious too. So it's okay, so I come on. We'll give him a few moments. Walker Inc. But yes, super chats are enabled. Donations are always welcome. Sign up for the classes. Everything is here for you today. We are here. Hi, Jacarius. Good morning. Welcome. Happy New Year. Happy Sunday. Happy New Week. All that, Jacarius. Happy, happy, happy. I just pray my power does not go out because it is literally so windy. I'm going to get some. Oh, and there's Walker. Oh my God, he's coming in, you guys. Get ready. Get ready. He is connecting. They're connecting. Okay, right. We'll have Shady Sunday after all, right? This will happen. Anytime I'm on, it's just shady. You know, it's always shady when I'm on. And there's Chandra, because you have your next gig. Okay, Candace says she has learned that family and friends are receiving charitable donations in honor of Bridget Dobson. I don't know the charity. As soon as I do, I'll tell James post to my page. Got it. There's Walker Ragsdale. Blur that background, bitch. That's why I blur the background. So we can't really see what you got going on in there.
Early.
I know. Well, actually, it's later for you than me.
I mean, it's Sunday, so.
Yes, I understand. I appreciate you, of course. Fans, he only does this for me, you guys. He only does this for me. How are you?
I'm good. Like the ankle is so much better. It's just at the annoyance part where it's like you just want to be out and about and it's just not 100%. And so it's just me trying to keep in mind that like it's not 100%. Just give it time because it's one of those things where I feel like it can easily get worse if I'm not careful.
Yes. Yes. Are you using crutches or a cane or anything?
I have a boot. I'm I'm now like it's been 2 weeks, which is crazy. But I'm
Oh my
now
God.
just now feeling comfortable to do like walk without it. Like if I know if I'm gonna go out and be out for a while, I'll wear it just to be safe than sorry. But I'm now starting to feel like comfortable to like walk flat footed, and it's really weird because after having it, learning to even just like how to like walk with that one foot, it's so weird that it hasn't even been that long. So
I know. And now, where you are, is it mostly flat? Like the streets, are they mostly flat or no?
well, so the killer for me is I love my place. My place is very beautiful, but we're the third floor of a walk up.
Oh,
So I have
you tell me
like,
that. Oh my God.
yeah, so that's really like the killer part of it is the stairs. Like that.
Okay, no
I mean,
thanks.
it's like once I get down and once I get up is like just being
You're
out
fine.
around in the street is nothing. It's like tackling. Oh my gosh, the first like I'm so glad I had went to the grocery store right before I injured
Oh,
it
okay.
because it was so like there's no way I could have made it up and down the stairs, to do anything. Like I went to the urgent care and it killed me to even like get down the stairs the first day. But like without like but when I came back with
Yeah.
a boot and stuff, even then, but yeah, the stairs is fun.
I mean, it's good. When I was in San Francisco, my last place, it was one landing. It was two stairs,
Yeah, yeah,
two sets of
yeah,
stairs.
yeah, yeah. Two
And
stairs. It's
yeah,
one, and then the little landing, and then it's like, oh my gosh, like a whole.
but
Oof.
it's good for. But see, when your feet aren't hurting, it's good for you. It's good
Yeah,
exercise. I had a nice ass and everything. Everything was working out. I was like every day. It was great.
yeah,
Like seriously, no, it's good. It's good for you. And I know in New York too, I had to walk up. It's good for you when you don't have problems with limbs and extremities.
absolutely.
It's fine. No, it's fine, actually. It's fine. And surprisingly, you do get used to it after a while. Like at first you're like, oh, I got these stairs. But after a while, kind of get used to it. It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But when you have problems with legs and feet, yeah, that's kind of that makes it a hindrance. But I know you're like, yeah, but I had that for you. I had it for last 7 years. I had that. I had a nice ass. I had great legs. Everything was wonderful. It was wonderful. I'm like, thank you. I was younger and more tender to back then, but anyway, so it was great. The fans, of course, are saying hi to you, but they also want to know your. I gave my thoughts the last couple of days. They want to know your thoughts on Steve Burton, which I know
My
you're not
thought,
surprised.
my
I know
thoughts
you're not
are
surprised.
people aren't gonna like. I'm
Oh
I'm the only camp of like I really like Steve.
no! I'm with you. I know.
So
I like
so
Steve, so
so so I'm happy to see him come back.
there you go, folks. See, there you
Yeah,
go.
no, um I'm interested to see what the story is because to me, the last return was so good that I have gone back and just rewatched his return the last time, like
Yeah,
maybe like three times even last year, just because like that story was so captivating. So I will be curious to see what they do this time around. And I also would be curious to see how long Cameron is in, because I don't there's just no need for him. And to me, the writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall during the Emmy time. I don't know if I said this, but we're weeks removed. So at the party, everyone, everyone has like their groups. It's usually by shows, like, all the YNR people together, all the GH people together. Cameron did not interact with anyone from the GH cast at the party. He was strictly over with the ET, all of the other hosts. So it gives
ah,
so Cameron also took the month of December off of GH to
right.
film a new show where he's
The games.
hosting. So I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
he's kind of getting back into that world. So
Okay.
I would be surprised if he is long for GH just because I see the writing on the wall of him just wanting to get back into camera and Matheson host versus acting. And
I think so
Steve
too.
and Steve kind of opens the door for that because it's very telling that for the announcement, the two people who they had are the two people who, by Drew. Like unfortunately it's going to be the same thing that happened with Drew the last time. It's like, oh, Jason's back, Drew's an afterthought. Um, yeah. So
Because the thing, no, okay, so no, so I must say, everybody knows. I know Steve Burton. I'm friends with. I like him. I keep trying to tell people he left on good terms. That's why he's back. He's not Ingo Rademacher. Sorry, folks. He did it. Steve did it the correct way.
did you watch Ingo's video?
Yes, I did.
It's
Yes.
again, this might be a little controversial. I get where he is coming from in the sense
No.
of I don't agree with any of his stance, and I can respect we all have different opinions. I don't know how eh, it's a slippery slope to me. Like it
But no, here's the thing. I was just this is for me. It's kind of a thing for me. Steve wasn't fired for his opinions.
no, Steve would
But
clearly
everybody kept bringing that
yeah.
up and go, no, no, no.
Oh yeah,
Like
no, no,
when
no, no.
like, no, don't say no. But there are a lot of Republicans on your shows. Trust me.
Yeah.
They're not fired for opinions. It was this mandate that ABC Disney had. He didn't agree with it, so he left. Basically, it was like a mutual, almost like a mutual thing. I see with Ingo. Ingo didn't agree with it either. But see, Ingo tried to sue them. To me, that changes everything when you come after them and talk shit about them. Then you
Yeah,
won't get invited back.
he needs to decide which because at first it's like, okay, is it the vaccine? And he's kind of like even walked back, kind of like pushed that to the side. And now it's
Yes.
all about, and I guess that's his lawyers see that like, hey, you don't have a case in the vaccine, but maybe you have a case if you push this like First Amendment like
That's
angle.
my thought.
And
Yes.
he's going very hard into that and that because he doesn't have a case with the vaccine.
You know,
Even Steve's post, his goodbye post, he's like, "Hey, I respect the show. I love the show.
yeah.
Um, it's just not. I just don't feel comfortable. It's not something that's aligned in my beliefs. So I'm choosing to go elsewhere. How can you be
Mhm.
mad at that?
You can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't. I feel like Steve did it correctly in a way that
Absolutely.
he didn't burn a bridge. He
No.
did not burn a bridge. So no matter what you feel about him or his acting or whatever, that's all something separate. Ingo went on a war path.
Yeah.
He chose that. He
Yeah.
chose it. And he decided to speak out, but he tried to sue them. I just feel like it's the Victoria Rowell syndrome. You sue people, they have long memories. Big companies have long memories. Then suddenly why would you want you? Okay.
I mean,
And he continuously at his mouth.
look at how long it took for Sony and her to get on the same page to even like be invited back into like the family. That, that was not. And honestly, if Kristoff had not unfortunately passed, I don't know if that door would have even opened then.
I agree with you. I know that I agree with you. But you know
So,
my point. That's
yeah,
kind of the point. It's like they remember they have long memories. And they're like, F you, because you try to come after us.
yeah.
You're a liability. You're a liability.
And he's
And so
steady. And the fact that he called out Nancy in the video, I was just like, I mean, you kind of got a point there. She can say whatever she wants, but she gets
but
herself in trouble. She gets herself in trouble with the fans. So there is
yeah,
consequences to you can say
yeah,
whatever the
yeah.
fuck you want to say, but you got to deal with the consequences.
And she does. And she does. I mean, there are a lot of folks who try to call. He didn't call them. They try to call people like Carolyn Hennessy, all that. They try to call them out all the time. People try to call them out. But I'm saying they come, they do their job, they follow the mandates, they do their job, and so you can't. I brought back to Charlie Sheen, and all that stuff. I thought Charlie Sheen was done wrong because he said he was coming to the set doing his job. He was doing his job. Two and a Half Men was really funny with him, in my opinion. It wasn't the same afterwards, but I talked to John Pryor later. I got to meet him and talk to him. He's like, "Oh no, Charlie always came to work. He did his whatever he did on his off time. That was off time. He came to work. He knew his lines and did it." Chuck Lorre did not like him. There was other stuff going on.
Yeah.
So they called out his life and fired him. But it's like that to me. It's like if you come and do your job and you're doing it, then I mean, you can't say anything. I mean, I think it's like yes, a lot of these stars just you and I know this, know things behind the scenes that you guys, your hair will curl if you knew certain things. And they got jobs.
But you can't also be Ingo and threaten that like
Right.
your castmates and be like,
I,
well, you guys don't want what the stuff that I know to come out in Discovery, if this goes, I'm like, okay, sir, then maybe we need to get an interview, a tell-all interview of Ingo, because Spill the tea.
Well, I've always said, I'm open. I don't give. And see, I want to explain. I don't want to explain to people because a friend of mine got in trouble recently for interviewing Michael Lucas. You know who that is, I'm sure, in the porn world. Who's
Oh, okay, okay,
really
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
got in
yeah.
trouble. And I told him, I said, fuck them. You're an interviewer. Well, you weren't endorsing anything. You were asking questions. He gave his opinion. It's for the audience to decide, right? And I said, and I tell people, that's because people tell me what my job is. I'll tell you what my job is. You can't tell me what my job is. My job is to interview people, ask them questions, and then you decide. And I thought people like Doug Davidson, Ingo Robbach, all those people. I always had Antonio Sabato Jr. on my show. He dissed me behind the scenes, and I was like, "Fuck you." Be a Republican, someone else, and whine and bitch. When I was going to give you a platform to just talk and just ask you questions.
I mean, this whole idea of like you can only interview people that you agree with or you like
right,
or
yeah.
like. I
No.
That's what's wrong with this country
It's
now.
just it's ridiculous. And my thing is, no. I've always said Inga will come on my show. Inga, I reached out to him a couple times. He's ignored me, whatever. I'm like, come on the show. Let's talk about it. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. I have no allegiance to anybody. I'm just like, let's talk about it. And I'll ask you certain questions. You can talk, and the audience can go, he crazy, or I agree with it. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's part of my job. Part of my job is to. I've interviewed Nancy Ingram. It's part of my job. I don't. Interviews are not always endorsements unless I say on the show I agree with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or I go, yes, you're right. Like, I don't. I got in trouble years ago. Oh my god, I never forget. I've thought this a long time, Walker. There was a guy who was in the business of the digital dramas. He's not in it anymore. A young white man who was very famous for a while there. And I got in trouble. There's that. He had some hit shows like Winterthorn and a few other things, and we were friends. But I was also friends with a guy named Anthony Anderson, who has Anacostia, and he's a legend. I mean, I'm friends. I was friends with both. When the Emmy debacle happened with Patrika and Jennifer, all that, and I knew I'm friends with all of them too. I did some interviews, and some of the things that Anthony said, I did agree with. I was like, and I didn't do. I said no, that I agree with, that I agree with. And I stood by my statements. I was getting phone calls from the other. How dare you, James? You agree? I thought we were friends. No, we're friends. I said some things you said I agree with also. It's equal time. I said usually I don't always give my opinion when I do interviews, but like there are things they said that to me were the truth.
Yeah.
And so I will agree with the truth. Or it is, but I support both you guys. And I remember, and I said, and don't you forget, I called up Patrika, I called up Jennifer, and I actually talked to them off camera. I didn't do it on camera, I did it off camera to give my support. And they'll tell you they were very touched by that. I didn't do it on camera, I did it off camera. There's certain, I was like, I got a whole swirl of like, James's interview, you were laughing at me. I'm like, no one was laughing. No one was laughing at you. I watched it. Like, so I know that things can happen sometimes. And me, I'll always stand up for stuff that I feel is the truth. But my job though is to be equal opportunity. If you want to talk about, come on, let's talk about it.
I mean, yes. you don't like every person that you interview.
No,
but you do it because it's your job.
It's for your followers. It's content. I mean, that's my allegiance to you guys at home and whoever watches my shit. That's my allegiance. Like some of you guys like that person, so okay, well, let's interview them. Do it.
I could think of one person in particular that if they came to you from Days of Our Lives, you would bend and bear just for
I would
to get it through.
I have before for one that person. So yes, I have done that. That person was very rude to me. So yes, and I interviewed them just fine and smiled and was like, okay, and have a nice day. I'm James jlottjr. I mean, like, I've done it. There's several that you just go, wow. I've had interviews over the years where you get one word answers. Oh, I had one person who would take the shades off. I'm like, we're fucking inside. Like, can we see your eyes? And I had to cajole them for half an hour. They fight their glasses off. It wasn't like they had light sensitivity or like, it was like, well, they were just being a dick. I had one interview where I ended it early. She got smart with me, called me a bad parent. And I was like, all right, folks, this is James jlottjr at Buzz TV.
Oh,
and I want to thank
wow.
I cut it off. And then when she was on the screen. And just so look at a little quick backstory. So I used to do book interviews also at AfterBuzz TV on Book Circle Online. And this chick wrote a book on parenting. Now, mind you, she's not a parent. But she went to school, but she has like she had a master's in like child psychology or whatever. That's fine, whatever. But we got to a point, which I thought would be a healthy debate, about kids get scared, what you should do. We're talking like under 4, what you should do. And I said, and she was like, well, you should never coddle them or do this. I said, that sounds great. But when you're in the moment and you don't want to start your children, a lot of times it's okay just to pick them up or just say, okay, it's fine. I said, I'm old school parent. I let the kids cry for a while. I don't give a fuck. It's fine. But there's some cases when something's, I said it's a thing where it's a case by case basis. And she was like, no, it's not case by case. She was like, I know she's trying to sell a book, which we know how that goes too, when they're trying to sell a project. Her narrative is, no, James. And she said to me, it's out there on the internet. You can see it. She said to me, well, James, that's bad parenting. And I go, and because I said I have 2 grown daughters, I have 5 grandma, all this stuff. I'm like, my kids are good. But she was like, that's bad parenting. And I said, well, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I'm James Longina, Book Circle. I cut that shit off. And the guy in the booth was like, James, your face got so red. You were so pissed. I said, I'm sure it was. And so when we got off camera, and she's sitting in the thing staring at me, and I go, cut her off, please. Thanks. I've never spoke to her since. Fuck you, fucking bitch. You don't even have fucking kids. I hope you have kids now. I hope they're fucking messing you up. Shit. That's the karma you need to get. Fuck you. Some white lady gonna tell me I was a bad parent. Fuck you. So I've done that too. I mean, there's times when I'm in an interview, like, we're done, thanks. They're not gonna sit and waste my time while I'm sitting here and waste my audience's time. We ain't doing that. So anyway, so yes, but every person you interview at every red carpet or wherever, you're not like, it's not like you're your best friend. It's like you have to just it's content. That's what we're trying to say after all that. You know me, I'll get some tea, but that's the content. So Ingo, if you're watching this, I don't know if you are or not, you come on the show, we talk. Yes, I have GH30D on that show.
He said he's ready. He said he's gonna start talking more. So
maybe I'll reach out again.
I think I might send a DM, be like, hey, I know a great place you can, I know a great place a great platform that is not biased, that will listen to and let you, and you will be talking to the audience that to me, I never understood, like, why not go to the audience that doesn't listen. You just keep talking to the same people who already like believe the same thing you believe, think the same way you do. You're not making any change. And I'm not saying he's going to come and change anybody's mind, but why not?
I don't. No, I agree with you. It's like we have the audiences for them. You could talk directly to people and go, "Here's how I feel," and you can tell us how you feel. You may change someone's mind. Maybe somebody may go, "Oh, you know what? I agree with them." You may not, but the whole point is you can at least say, "I spoke to that audience that watches General Hospital, that liked Jax, the character Jax, or did or whatever. Or, I liked my character, and I'm right there." Doug Davis is another one. I kept saying, "Come on my show. Come on my show about it." He whines all the time too. He found he lied about a couple of things. It's like, but I was going to say, I'm going to give you a platform because I see. Also, I know I'll get views. This is not altruistic, folks. I'm not mercenary about this. I will get views if they come on my shows. Michelle Stafford gave me the first interview when she went back before she went back to YNR. I got big numbers. She didn't go to so Barbara Dice came to me first. Chris Allen came to me first before she got the announcement that she's going to be on Bold and Beautiful. She came on my show first. Sean Kanan came on my show. We talked about Cobra Kai. That was I got big numbers. Like, folks can come to my channel. Talk to me. I will give you whatever it is you need to feel comfortable to say the fuck you want to say. So folks at home, message him, DM, say, this is James Jr. dude, whatever. GH say, go talk to him. I mean, I'm about to interview Maurice Hard coming up soon. So it's going to be an interesting interview.
That'll be fun.
On my show. Yeah, it'll be fun. But I was like, but folks, like, that's the whole point. It's just like, I'm here to give you a platform, but I know I'll get views and I'll get talked about when I do it. So, but so I just did Walker 2 nights ago. I guess I'm the only person who did this. I did a reaction to the 60th anniversary special I'm already at
Oh.
1,100 views in just one day. I'm like, so I was asking people, like, I guess no one else did that. So they're all coming and they're commenting. They're all going. I didn't know. So my show is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought I'll get a few hundred views. I mean, whatever. Oh, it's already heading towards 1,500 views. Like I just one day. So I did a whole. Thought should have happened. I told my whole story, and
What was your general thoughts of it?
is I gave it a C plus. I said this was not for fans. This was for the network to say we have this show that's the longest running scripted show on television. They put it. I said it should have been 2 hours instead of 1 hour. There were a lot of glaring omissions, but it was clear to me this was not a labor of love. It was let's show you some clips. Let's show you our latest people on the show. It was smart to get like John Stamos and Rick Springfield. That was very cool. And Amber Tamblyn, very cool.
Yeah.
But I give it a C plus, almost a B minus, a C plus. There should be more montages. But I feel like the network said we're giving you an hour, make it work.
Yeah.
That's how it felt to me. It wasn't for longtime fans who want to see Bobby, Tony put his ear on it. They weren't doing all that.
Yeah.
That
No,
wasn't
no, no, no.
that wasn't it.
And
Go ahead.
I'd be curious to see. So I didn't watch it back to see who even like it even directing. It felt like a primetime special. It didn't feel like anything related to the show.
Yes, that's
like a
like
soap.
I said. I enjoyed the little behind the scenes things they were doing and that kind of stuff. And you see the sets. It was kind of cool. They featured the Quartermains. That was great. That they should have. Very smart. But I just thought, yeah, there was some things that it wasn't for the fans. I don't think
Yeah.
it was for people to go. It's still on the air, folks. And Golden Bachelor, that's actually pretty smart. Apparently, it did
Because
really well in the rating.
it's pretty much the same demo. The same people who
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
that is going to
Yes.
watch. Yeah.
So I gave it a C plus. I said almost going to be minus, but I said a C plus. Nathan Varney said they didn't have much time to plan. I believe that. It felt a little thrown together, but it did feel like a primetime special. It did feel like it. It just wasn't what I would have liked to have seen, obviously, and given its full due. But it was okay. I mean, I didn't see Stephen A. Smith like 10 times. We need to see him. That whole 7-minute segment was dumb.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely leaned into, the Stephen A, the Chandra Wilson,
Yes.
I'm
Cheryl Underwood, bitch, go back over to talk. You're
to see.
CBS. Why
I
you
was like,
why
why
you're
that was a little surprising just because sometimes just because back in the day the networks used to be very petty against each other, so
yes.
that would have never happened before.
No, at all. I know she watches it, but she's very heavily Bold and Beautiful and Young and the Restless.
Yeah,
I get it's a talk show kind of format thing to do, but that's not she's on ABC. She's not on.
no,
I was shocked myself. I was like, she looked good though, folks. I think she looked
yeah.
good. But I was like, I didn't blame that. But that was a dumb segment too, because there was no black people in that segment
The
besides
the
her.
John Stamos thing was very like I was surprised like how much they got out of him. I thought there was going to be just like I was on GH one time before, and it was like they just kept going back to him. I was like, oh, the Amber Tamblyn, even her Instagram one of just kind of like going and I was like, oh, this is so, you know,
It's very cool. But I mean, to me, glaring omissions were Kimberly McCullough, glaring omissions. I mean, it's like there are a few people just like that. I mean, Jeannie Francis should have been more front and center to me. Having Jane Elliott, that made sense completely. I know Leslie Charleston is just not working as much anymore because folks, she's okay. She's not working as much anymore. She should have been featured somewhere because she's the longest running cast member. I just thought maybe some, but if they do this together, then yeah, they're just kind of like they gave us the highlight. They gave us some highlights. Luke and Laura, they had to talk about that, of course.
yeah.
Helena Castle, they had to.
The Elizabeth Taylor, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
that,
they had those. Well, that's the biggest thing on daytime, right?
yeah.
Having Rick Springfield come back and talk about Jackie Zeman, that made sense. That kind of was like, oh yeah, because Noah Drake, that was a big thing back then, so that did make sense.
And he's back for the service.
I think he is. I think so. I'm
I
not sure.
I feel like that's why he was
Yeah.
there.
Well, Ryan Carnes is back too for the service. They booked Ryan Carnes, not Lucas, so he'll be back also. There's a question for us. I love you, Walker. This is a question for us. Would Ingo Rodmacher be afraid to talk to you after his negative trans comments since you are pro LGBTQ plus? I don't know.
No, in
I was
fact,
there
that's
about that.
he should that should be even more so. Maybe
Mhm.
I think strategically, and I don't really think with emotion. I just think of like big like that's where you should go. Um,
Hello. Oh, but we think very similar. Yes, I'm like that would be smart for your brand if you went to a gay host and explained yourself.
and even if you come and say, hey, we don't agree on this, we can still have a discussion. We can still have an open dialogue. And I
I agree.
think to me, I just feel like that's where we more were in the world where we can disagree but still have a conversation. And it's not like, well, I'm right, you wrong. And it's just like and that's the problem with Twitter. You get on, especially on it's like blah blah blah. It's just it's
Well,
all
you
just like
saw
no.
recently. You saw recently. We talked about this yesterday on the show because I wasn't outraged at all. The whole Drew Nina situation. And
I
later
I thought
that
that was a
Sunny.
great I thought that was I was like, ooh, because
She didn't back down either. She didn't back down. She didn't back down.
and let me tell you about y'all hypocritical asses. Y'all clutching your pearls over that, but you go watch some goddamn shit on Netflix, that's worse. You'll go watch
Yeah, I
something on
know.
HBO Max, that's worse. Like,
Mm.
I mean,
I can't believe how big that. I can't believe
yo.
how big that. I can't believe how big that was. I didn't know. I know it's a thing. My thing was like he was saying how he's that you're not a man, so you can't. You would not be that. If you were a man, we did a reaction. But the fact that she bucked up to him too was like, don't act like you're saintly. You guys, like she didn't. She's like, don't tell me about how I know. He's like, she stood up to him.
Yeah.
She didn't. I mean, there's times when Cyrus and Laura would talk, and Laura would jump, and Cyrus would get like really in her face. This wasn't the case here. She stood up for herself. I was like, so I don't like I said, if it triggered you, I understand things trigger people. But I feel like, but then there are folks going, what about Sonny beating up Cyrus in a church? There was that whole thing too. He was in a church. That's sacrilege. You can't beat somebody up in a church.
I I love that they went there.
I do
I
too.
I don't
I know. I
I
say
loved it. I thought that was a great scene.
if he had a smart publicist, if he had a good publicist, it would be the smart thing to do. But would he listen? But I have no idea. I mean, I just know that some of these guys are running, they're flapping their gums, and it's a small industry. So I'm like just saying. Go ahead, Walker.
No, I feel like he would be open because I don't think at the end of the day his thing is not to he does I don't think he wants his job back. I don't think it's about that. I don't think it's about working the daytime. I think it's about making a point. Um
I think so too.
like, I don't think it's about like he's worried. After all you've said and the fact that you just did that video and you literally tagged 20 different people, including GH cast members, damn Fox News hosts. Like you want to be seen, you want that to get picked up. So that tells me that you want to talk. So why not come over
Yep,
here and talk to James Lott Jr.?
that's right, kids. I'm gonna reach out to him again. I'm gonna reach out. Maybe he's like now he's ready. Because I think I know everything you said. I agree with. I feel like it's more of that principle thing. We all you get to that point, folks, where it's the principle now at this point. It's not even about the shit that shit that really has. It's like it's about the principle thing, and I think he wants vindication on some level. That's more important to him than actually anything else.
Yeah.
That he wants vindication that he didn't do anything wrong and that they were the ones who were wrong. Basically, I think is what he wants. And I said, and years ago when Antonio Sabalo Jr. wrote this book, I was talking to his publicist and stuff. He was like, "I'm not getting work because I'm a Republican." I rolled my eyes on that because I said, again, folks, you have no idea how many Republicans are in Hollywood and they're working. Um, I was like, well, they come on. I said, and then let them come on, show. Let's talk. Let me ask him that question directly. Like, why do you think this is? And so people can hear what he has to say. And he got smart with me. He got totally smart with me. I have the email, I have the receipts. I was like, my book one day, I'll read my book one day. But I was like, fuck you after that. I was like, never mind. I was trying to give you something, a platform a little bit. And again, talk to your daytime audience who was there for you, as Jagger and all that. But never mind. Like, that's fine. And he's sitting around, he's not working.
Well,
He's
yeah,
not working already. He's sitting there with me.
he's back in Florida selling real estate or trying to sell real
Real
estate.
estate. He sit my teeth. As you
No,
know, everybody in Hollywood, everybody acting sells real estate. They're a dime a dozen.
no, I think Ingo is ready to talk, and maybe it was too fresh before when I don't know when you reached out, but
Yeah, yeah.
it seems like now he's ready to just like I said, you don't put out a video like that and you don't tag 20 people. Um, Nancy Lee Grahn, like all the Fox News people, like you want that to be seen. Like you want the
Yeah.
attention.
Oh yeah. And he was smiling in the video, just talking, smiling, just like just how talking about it. It's like, okay, you know.
I mean, whoever his attorneys are, I mean, it is smart. Like they got him like, hey, the vaccine stuff, you got to let that go because you're not going to win that one. But in the discovery, we discovered that they were trying to get rid of me before the vaccine mandate. And now that's like the whole, crust of
hitting,
things.
hitting caboodle. Um, but the other thing we're talking about here on the show, because folks been all about the soaps, and I'm curious what you think about this too. Cat Williams. Spilling tea, just spilling tea everywhere, just spilling tea everywhere. I saw the interview, loved it, first of all. Agree with him and believe him in most of the stuff that he's talking about. But it's gotten Black Hollywood. Everybody's responded. Everybody has something to say. I think it's hilarious. I'm here for the comments. What do you think?
I said, I tweeted, I don't know. I don't care if it would be lying or not. That was the most entertainment that I have gotten
I
in a
know,
while.
right?
I was thoroughly entertained. I was listening to it as a podcast first
Oh,
because
okay.
because I was out and about doing stuff. And I'm just dying laughing. And like I'm trying not to laugh because I'm just out and about and I just want to be like
Yes.
people just like, but the shit was so funny. I was just dying, thoroughly entertained.
The thing
Thoroughly
is, the
entertained.
things. No, I'm Walker. I'm with you. I mean, usually I don't follow Black people stuff. I don't try stuff. This I'm following, and to me, it's funny because he is saying things that I say all the time in my Zooms. I was like, so what he's doing is he's revealing things they don't want revealed. There are things that I know personally in this town that go on that no one talks. Some of them are open secrets, some things they just don't talk about. It's really crazy, and I'm like, they mentioned me talking the whole Kevin Hart thing and Tiffany had. He's not telling it. He's not telling a lie. It's like it's literally. I've been saying this stuff for years, so I'm like, this is very interesting that he has chosen to just like let it all out. I mean, name of names.
But he's always so this past October, I took my mom to see him for her birthday. And
Okay.
this was the first time I ever seen him live. And his it's basically was that like the podcast. Like, he goes in on Jamie Foxx and it's just like,
Oh yes.
so mystery illness and you go ahead way to a rehab place and we still don't know. It's just he's very smart. He's definitely no dummy. He's very smart on the
Oh no.
way he delivers, the way he crafts, the way he thinks. Um,
Mhm.
and he knew that people were going to come out and keep it going because it's been no one's that's all my timeline has all been just that all week still. It's still, which I kind of appreciate because I'm tired of seeing like the delusion of soap fans.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. No, I agree
Y'all
with you.
wearing y'all wearing me out. My God,
Woo!
these days fans, y'all wearing me out.
Oh my
You're
God,
wearing me
yeah.
out.
Days
Like,
fans, Chicarius, the Days fans, they're wearing. I think they're wearing him
oh,
out too. They're all
oh,
they're. Like they are something else. They
and
are
like,
some.
and y'all trying to push this. Okay, the show, you enjoyed the show. It's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This whole agenda of, oh my God, Janet done saved the day. Let's let's get rid of Ron. It's been 2 weeks, child.
Right,
It ain't
exactly.
even. And
Right.
I think y'all need to go back on Twitter and look at the GH fans because they were doing the same thing when the people took over of, oh my God, forget Chris and Dan. The scabbers have saved the day. And 2 months later, y'all were ready for them to be fired.
Yeah, again. I know it's. We're getting a lot of likes in the chat. Thank you, thank you, hearts. It's the truth. We speak the truth. That's why you guys like us. We tell the truth, and what we see, and because my timeline at first was all Taraji B Henson. Now I was defending her to people. I was going to do a whole thing with that, and I was like, it's just funny to me when somebody, and again, it's right now, it's black folks are all speaking out on all four. We got Viola, we got Taraji, Monique started the whole thing, of course. Kat's talking. People are trying to tell you it's a larger picture. I keep trying to tell people it's a large. I don't care if you like Taraji's acting or whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's a larger picture. They're trying to tell you guys there's more than meets the eye. And just don't believe everything you just see and hear. That it's just bigger. There's stuff going on. I thought the strikes would help a little bit, but apparently that didn't do shit. So I mean, that was uncovering stuff too. The strikes. They're not buying it. People are not
It's
buying it.
I saw I feel like every day there's like a new clip. So today I
Yes,
saw a new
yes,
clip
yes.
of Taraji. It was and it's old because it's from a couple of weeks ago, but for some reason it's just now making the
Okay.
rounds. It's her, it's Daniel Brooks, and it's Oprah on stage. It's back during one of those panels for The Color
Yeah.
Purple, and Danielle was just like, she's like telling Taraji like, thank you so much, like. I'm learning so much of how to speak up and how to have a voice. She's like, I've worked on, TV shows and movies independent. And she's like, this is my first most major picture, so she's like, part of me is just like, oh, let me just come in and just be grateful because I'm here. But she's like, but they're like, but we had to share spaces. We didn't have dressing rooms and we didn't have catering. And Taraji's like, and she's like, Oprah had to call Taraji and be like, "Hey, we heard this was going on," and Taraji confirmed, and it was fixed. But it's just like it's a hard thing because I understand Danielle's point of view of like, yeah, like okay, I'm finally here at the big table. Do I want to rock the boat? I'm a very big choose your own battle person. I move through life very like pick my battles. I let a lot of shit slide because to me it's just not worth. But it's just interesting to see, you know, I think over like Friday or so there was a whole thing about them renting the cars or of Taraji saying like, hey, they had to, they rented cars and they wanted car service instead. On paper, people might be like, why are you complaining about that? But it's like it is a liability. Like you have these people like driving and who's covering the insurance? Like there's just so much things, like the little things that go into it's been an
Yeah, and I
interesting
think yeah,
time.
please, bro. Yeah, no, it's and with all the vitriol from I've seen in my chat here, we had a fight about a few days ago from the black men, just like attacking Taraji, attacking Monique Taylor. It's like, why the black men? And then we can't even forget. I don't know if you heard about this stuff. The gay black men attacking Coleman Domingo because he has a white husband.
Oh, real? No,
And I was like, I don't.
I haven't seen
Oh,
that one.
that's a bit. So I've known Coleman for about 30 years. I remember I met him. We have an ex in common. We met when he was doing stage work in San Francisco. When he was but he was just coming up, and I have pictures and I have all kind of stuff with him. So he's a nice guy, and he really has been working at his craft over all these years. Like he pops up and stuff, and he's been doing the steps or whatever. Now he's getting, of course, acclaim for 2 movies, rightly so. I think he's done a great job in both. But now the black is, well, see, but he has a white husband. It goes back to the interracial stuff. And I'm like, he's been his husband for like 20 years. Then they were going deeper to, he met his husband on Craigslist. Yes, younger gays. Back in the day, we didn't have Growler and Grindr. So we had to meet on Craigslist. I'm like, it's like they're finding things to attack him for. I'm like, we can't have nice things. We can't have nice things at all. We can't just have nothing nice.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. Again, if people follow me, I give y'all like this much of my personal life. I don't.
You'll tell nothing.
I don't give like nothing. I give nothing.
You don't. You give nothing.
I met someone on a Craigslist. This was back in 2009. I met my ex, who we ended up like dating for like 3 years. Okay. That was like the first and only time, and yeah, that was wow.
That was a place.
That was it at the time. It was the place.
It was a place. I mean, like, we understand. We had gay.com. We had that. I mean, there were only a few spots that you could actually meet somebody. This stuff came
Adam
later.
for Adam.
Adam for Adam. All that stuff. Exactly. All that. But I'm saying that's the whole point, is that people kind of forget, like, it wasn't abundance like today.
No.
Not even for straight people either. There was not, they had Match.com back then, or OkCupid. There was not a lot of stuff going on.
Black Planet,
exactly. I remember Black Planet. That's so funny. But I'm saying, but the whole point was, this is all you're gonna appeal. Like, yes, I know that the black-white situation is a whole other story. That's a whole other discussion. But I get it. And they show all these people with white husbands, all the black guys with white husbands, and Billy Porter had a white husband. They went deep. They went deep. They went to the straight people, and all the black men. I get it's a whole thing for that. I get it. But my thing was, this was really kind of ridiculous, actually, in a sense, because it was kind of like, what does that have to do with his whole acting? What does it have to do with his talent? It's like, who cares? Like,
what does it have to do with them?
Right. It's like, I mean, I was shocked at that. So I'm saying, I've been doing a lot of black stuff recently. I've been black for like last month. So I'm like, wow, this life outside soaps. I mean, I'm seeing, and then of course I'm in the Star Wars world, and they're mad at Homegirl because she said I will make men uncomfortable, and all the white men are going crazy over there too. But for me, it's been all the black stuff. I'm just like, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm entertained. I'm
entertained. I'm very like, I'm just scrolling through right now. No offense to y'all guys, but I love that I don't see like no soap stuff on my thing.
Okay.
Because it's never positive. It's never positive. It's always the bitching and the whining and the complaining. I do love like there's those accounts that like, on this day, this scene happened.
I love those. Yes.
And like, you kind of like revisit, and like people have a discussion of like, oh, I love this. Like, those are great. But the rest of the time, it's just like,
I know. I said that the other day. I think I said it yesterday, you guys, on my show. I was like, what happened to because you post anything fun, people shit on it. When it comes to soaps, you post anything. I just loved yesterday. Really? You really like? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, just scroll by. Don't even, just let it go. Let us have some fun with it. They can't do that. They can't.
And you got to be careful on, like, you can't like a character that is associated with a coupling, because the fandom would kill you if you like dare say like, this person, like, oh, this person, what do you mean that person's out? I like, oh, Finn standing up for Steffi. No, he did not. Thomas did nothing wrong. Why does Thomas leave Thomas alone? The man stood up for his wife. But God forbid, that happened. Then the throat fans. And then the other on the other show, the other little girl, they haven't written her to be no villain, Esme.
Oh, Esme, yes.
I don't see her as a threat. They have not written her as a threat. She does.
Can be. She can be, but you're right.
She,
They haven't done it yet.
if it was on paper, she has not been a threat. I don't see why people get rid of her. She doesn't even bother. Like she does to me. She's not even a factor in your couple. Like they over here living their lives. They're having, Paris and love and all that stuff. She's not a threat. You're making her more than what she is.
But also, though, I say this all the time: it's a soap opera. You have to have vixens. You have to have bad girls, and that's one of the things you have to have. So, and couples have to have an antagonist. They just have. They just that's one of the things you do. The fact she has her memory back, I'm kind of excited to see what they do with her, because why not? Let's see what happens. Does she go all bad? Right.
Then lean into it. If
Right.
if that's I think that's the show's fault also of kind of just like leaving
Yes.
it like kind of like
Yeah.
whoopsie woo like
Yeah.
no,
Spacing
lean
stuff. Yes.
in and make it a full villain thing, and then it is a full like okay, we hate you, get away, not this like she's the big bad
Well,
wolf and she hasn't been doing anything to be a big bad, make the bitch the big bad wolf.
and folks, Thomas has not done anything wrong in a long time on Bold and Beautiful. He hasn't done anything. Hope is the one who came after him. That's why I'm like, I'm with Steffi and them. They're like, she's leading him on. Like she already knows it's like, there's not anything wrong. He literally, like you said, go back. And folks, Bradley Bell said a long time ago, he didn't kill Emma.
Child, Casey came out and said that bullshit. He
I mean, I'm
respond.
just saying, I'm just saying. He said that. I'm going. We saw the shows. I'm just saying. You guys are getting upset. I'm going. He's playing it as if he didn't kill Emma. I think to keep Thomas still on the canvas and not super. I think there's an agenda to that. But I'm just saying. He said it. I didn't make it up. I don't know, Walker. I'm just saying.
I don't know. After Friday's episode, I'm kind of worried about Finn
Oh, that's
because
what I said. Go Finn. I know you're Sheila's son, but you better watch out because
because there's a piece of dialogue where he's like, while I'm living, and I'm just like, oh, here we go. Is this going to be a storyline where Finn kind of mysteriously dies and Thomas, like,
because he said, as long as I'm living, you will not be with Hope. I was like, ooh, don't,
bad choice of words, bad choice of words.
I was like, because what did Jay Mackinson tell our show all the time? Nothing. When they say something, it's for something later. He's like, there's always a reason they say something. And I'm like you. When he said that, I was like, oh, Finn, Tanner.
Yeah.
I mean, you better watch out, kids.
That to me, that the clock has been set. The count, So
yes. Oh, they're asking, how do you feel about Nina? I'll say my thing first. To me, it's back to what Walker just said about almost like Esme. The writing of her is flip floppy. I think they need to lean into her being either just a total bitch and fuck you all, or make her super another way. Like so far, I feel like they've given her a backbone here and there. Like all of a sudden, she's not to Michael, then she's wincing. I'm like, make Nina give her a view. We saw some of her backbone during her fight with Carly and Drew. It was like she was kind of like, but wait a minute, kids. You guys, but I just wish to me, it's the writing. It's not the character. It's not Cynthia. I feel like it's the writing. It's not committing fully to about Nina. So, what are your thoughts about Nina?
That, and also, I haven't really been feeling it from Cynthia as Nina until recently.
Okay.
Because in my mind, I think of Cynthia as Annie Dutton, and completely. I mean, kind of different characters, but still have that little underlying craziness.
And she was committed as
But I
Annie.
just remember her being such like a powerful, and I haven't gotten any of that during really this role. I will tell you that the scene where she shows up to Sonny's, where I'm thinking she's crying because she wants to tell him about Bobby, and he shuts the door in her face, and like the tear, I was like, okay, there's Cynthia. She showed up today.
Oh, we know Cynthia can act. We know she
Like
can.
I don't know, just maybe on the page has just
So I think it's the writing. I think literally it's what's probably a combination of both. So if it's not on the page, not on the stage, they always say that, right? So I think it's the right. It's like I'm not seeing good writing for her. So then you're seeing that she's probably going, well, I just gotta. She's showing up to work. She's gonna do her job, but it's not. She can't sink her teeth into it. I think that's the problem. I think that's what it is.
GH is the guiltiest of this of all the shows. They have the most such a talented cast,
Oh
but
yeah,
that cast will phone it in 80% of the time, if we're being honest.
Oh, folks,
It's a lot.
watch
There's
my
a
interview with
lot.
Kelly Monaco. We talked about that actually, and she was
There's a
hilarious.
lot of phoning in on
Yep,
this show,
yep.
and it's so much so that it has to be like at the top that where no one is even like saying like, "Hey, come on, guys!" Like,
Liven it up. Shit.
I mean, Chad's
I
my
think it's on
friend.
the stage.
Chad, if he is not
Yeah,
interested, he does not show up for work.
right.
He's just going through the phases.
He
Chad
he
is
reads
my
the words.
friend
Right, it's his
because this
friend.
next person I'm about to say, people say I always hate on them. So I'm saying that my friend, my actual
Yes.
friend who I texted, who I've seen his child, if he, if I can say he doesn't show up, that little other
Yeah.
boy who plays Spencer ain't showed up in 6 months. Poor Taviana over here trying to make the damn thing work. He has not
Trying. She's
shown up.
trying.
He has been checked out. Cynthia, this week she's in.
Right.
I mean, Moore is the only person who's very consistent.
Really
Laura,
is. Yeah, yeah.
uh, Cameron still ain't showed up.
I know. Yeah.
Kelly, I love Kelly.
We talked. I said we've talked about it on camera. She's like,
If
I've been stale. She goes, I've been stale sometimes. Oh, you said,
yeah, I mean
yeah.
the show, it's they're guilty. There's no other show on daytime has this many actors that phones it in.
That's true. I agree with you on that. We saw Billy Miller phone in for the last like
Oh
year
my
on the show.
gosh.
It was so apparent. He was like, "Why the fuck am I here?"
I feel
He
like
was totally phoning it.
honestly the whole the last 2 years it was and people like, oh, why they I'm not gonna never mind. Let's
Yeah, I
keep going.
know. I was like, "Hi, George." She's like, "Hi, everybody." No, I'm saying, but we're just getting again. We're giving you stuff that we see and we know behind the scenes, and but I think for me, it goes to the right, it always goes to the writing. The writing will either inspire you or not. And I'm telling you, there's certain things behind the scenes. As I'm telling you, the end game is Jason and Carly. That's the end game. I'm sorry to tell you this. Mo and Laura are not going back together as their character. That's done. They don't want that. And
They
so
don't
they already
they
said in
don't want
public,
that.
they don't want. I'm saying they don't want that. And in public, Mo's like when he's ready to retire, he wants Brendan to come back and risk him off the show. He's still friends with Rest Marcel.
And Laura doesn't want it so much so that every time she gets around, she can say, I love Sonny and Nina together. Keep them together. She don't want to work with that man. I mean,
She's a huge champion of them.
not
Oh,
that
they
they don't,
like each other.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that. It's just they know that it ain't there. There's
And I
nothing there.
respect that actually. You know what? I respect that, Walker, actually. When you can go, you know what? We've mined what we could mine out of this. And let's kind of move on. Like when they finally got Jeannie, Francis, and Tony separated and what they're on, I thought that was smart.
Yeah.
I was like, they mind what they were what they once were. They used to was. You know, it's
But
like that. I admire that.
to me, it's the actress though. The actress, they never had that dynamic. Like to me, they never clicked.
Oh, really?
If for some reason Tamara had never left, I think we would be in a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
I think Sunny and Carly would still be in game because those
or Sarah Joy. What do you think about her?
yes,
Yeah.
because they had the dynamic. The Lord, I like Laura Wright. This is not just her. She's never felt like Carly to me.
Oh,
And
funny.
it's just she to me it's a new character. Just
Okay.
like how Amelia, even though they've been in these roles for so many years.
Not Victoria to me.
It's a she's a new character. Like it's a new version.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
And I,
Nicholas Chavez should just quit the show and give a hungry actor a chance.
oh, he already gone.
I was going to say something like, "Oh well, don't worry. It's going to be Adam and Trina. Don't worry." But that's
Oh
because
God,
he's the.
please, I don't. I didn't say that, Lord. I don't need y'all people in my damn inbox. Leave me alone.
I said it. I know JJ Bernard. I know Maurice Bernard. I talked to them, so I know what's going on.
They need to. I would say I would look into a recast only because it's very rare that a not even young actor, any actor to get a major role like this that takes them to the next level,
Oh, yeah,
and then for them to come back.
yeah.
Every person that you guys have loved who have left shows has been because they wanted to get to the next level. They didn't want to stay there.
No.
Victoria left days because they thought we can every young person who has left daytime has left because they wanted to get to the level that Nicholas is going to be at.
Yeah, it's true. And why not?
You,
Why not?
no, you should want to progress.
Yeah, like why
But
not?
once you hit that next pinnacle, you got to work hard to stay there. And working hard to stay there is not coming back to soaps. And yes, soap is some of the hardest work because you're
Oh yeah.
turning out
Oh
so
yeah.
much
Oh yeah.
material. So it's not like me shitting on the industry. It's just in the hierarchy of this industry, it's still the bottom they consider,
Right.
the training ground.
Yeah. So I
But
was just
like,
saying how Jasmine Guy just won an Emmy last night for my friend's show, Conquers Jessica Rube. But people will still say, "Oh, it's a daytime Emmy. It's a this Emmy. It's a that." I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's an Emmy. It's
oh yeah,
still
yeah. It's the creative arts.
right. It's still the industry standard
Yeah.
is to win an Emmy. That's the top industry. It doesn't matter if it's a regional or a creative arts or a daytime or prime time. We need to stop that. We need to stop that. That just makes me cringe.
Because it almost downplays the person's like ability.
Right.
Like, oh, you didn't actually really win. Uh, I do feel that way about Tonys and when the producers get the Tony. Like you shouldn't be able
Oh
to
yeah.
call yourself an EGOT because you got a Tony for being a producer
Yes.
on
Yes.
like
I know that literally. I guess technically you are because, but yeah, but it's like
but basically
Lashan's.
I could
Yeah,
put my
yeah,
name on something and throw money
yeah,
at it and be a producer.
yes.
I don't think that should be counted into as an EGOT winner when you got it for like producing versus actual on the stage.
The Bay. There are folks who have 10,000 producers on their show. I mean, sometimes it takes a while to produce people and stuff. And I know, so I'm like, you're a producer too? I'm saying. I'm a producer myself, and I won an award as a producer. I have two up there. But I'm just saying, and then wrong producers, we love producers. I'm saying you have to produce a show. I mean, you do. But I agree. I kind of agree with you on that one too, Walker. A little shade there. I kind of agree with you on that
But
one. But
to
technically, yes,
your point, like you can't it just you're minimizing what people do. Like they're working just as hard. And so whether it's a regional or creative or a daytime, the time went into, for
who said something
one,
for you?
you were chosen. You had to be good enough to get the role in the first
Yes,
place. And then for you
yes.
to make something of the role where people recognize your talent across the
Hmm.
board is talent.
I agree. I totally agree. It's just people don't understand that. I don't think. It's like, come on, folks. Uh, yeah. Well, Kelly, so Angel Blue. If you watch my interview, it's one of people love that interview. It's short. It's funny. Daytime Emmys 2019. And I'm going to tell you, I was Kelly's last interview. She's like, I'm going to James and I'm done. Like she was like, and I'm done. And she came to me and we talked about it. And she's like, yo, I've been stale. She said it. And we were laughing. She's like, oh, there are times when I had to try to make it fresh. It's like she was like, I wasn't always the greatest. She totally admitted that, and people fell in love with that interview. My family, they're like, she's being real because you know what Kelly Monaco did? She didn't lie to the audience. The audience sees everything. The camera doesn't lie.
And she's such a fun person. Like,
oh, she's hilarious.
I love
I
her.
love Kelly. And the bunch just made me laugh, but she was like, it was just funny because it was what the behind the scenes was. So you're on the red carpet, and where I was positioned, I guess because you were near me, we were kind of in the middle. There are people down there and people down there. We were kind of in the middle. Walker was near me because you were near me. We were kind of down, and it was a beautiful backdrop. That year was a beautiful backdrop. I loved it. And we had positioned our camera the right way. It was all beautiful. She looked beautiful. But she walked over, she's just like, 1 second, James. She's like, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna do James. And I was like, get on camera. And I was like, just kidding. Behind the scenes. And she was like, I'm talking to him, and that's it. And she came over and gave me a great interview. It was just so she had her house had burnt down. So we are talking about that. So check it out. It's daytime Emmy specials.
Was that the black dress or the white dress?
The white dress.
Oh,
beautiful. She glided across. She glided across.
Oh,
that's in that interview, I said, would you ever do Dancing with Stars again? And what happened on the 60th anniversary? She was dancing with her old partner. I said 3 years ago. What the fuck I said it 3 years ago. I said it. And I was like, that was hilarious. And she actually did a little dancing thing with him. And I just said, she said she would do it again. She goes, I'll do it again. But she said, I wasn't the greatest on that show, too. You saw me on that show. I said, yeah, I saw you on the show. Yeah, I know. But the whole point is, I thought it was kind of funny. I asked that question, and then I see the anniversary. But anyway, no, Kelly's great. And every time I've seen her, she's always been great. But it's just kind of, she was like, yeah, I've been stale. Yeah, I've been, yeah, I wasn't the greatest sometimes, whatever. And I had a hard time finding it. That's real. She's been on the show for a long time. That's real. And then people told me they fell in love with her because of that interview. I was told that by many people. They were like, she just seems so real. And I'm like, well, she is real. I mean, she's real. And Kelly always feels like it.
Yeah. I was gonna say you don't really get any bullshit from her. She's not really a like, let me read off the cue cards and give you what the PR response. She's not that girl.
No, she's not. And because some people, a little behind the scenes for folks out there, some folks you can tell are super champions of their show, which means they're doing their job. They come in and they really just kind of give you the cheery, the fun, and blah, blah, blah. And some of it does sound a little scripted, a little bit. That's fine. They're doing their job.
Yeah.
I like the ones you just tell like it is. Like, it's okay, here we go. Here we go. Because I remember when that same year I had, it was Raven Bowens and James Reynolds came together. James and I are longtime friends or whatever. So we kind of showcased Raven. But he jumped in and he was getting down home. I was like, go on, James, yes, he's black, folks. He was getting down home. And I said, girl, you're the only black woman on television who's sexually fluid. Like that's a big deal at the time. She's like, he goes, well, I'm from England. I go, I'm from England too, girl. And so we started laughing and talking. And James said something that was hilarious. I was like, it was so out of that's not Abe talking. He was like, I like to see my black women doing their thing. So I was like, you look like, okay, James. And it was a fun moment that it wasn't scripted. It wasn't like this. We love our show, but it's still supporting their show. It's just like they're just saying they're being themselves. And I thought that was another one that I love Raven anyway, but we follow each other, so she's hilarious. But it's like she used that interview actually on a lot of her stuff. I was like, oh, my TikTok. It was like, dude. But it's like they were real. It's like they're still promoting their show. They're still talking about their character, but they're being real. So I'll take both. That's fine. If you come up and you're like, you tell the standard answers and like, oh, I can't wait to see what happens. Like that's fine. That's fine.
I always kind of throw out a nugget just to kind of give me an idea of who I'm working with. Because if it's going to be the canned answer, then I know like, okay, then let's just kind of just go through these phases. But if you give me a little bit of personality, then I know that I can play. And then I'm like,
same
okay,
here. Same here. Yeah, but the canned responses, that's fine. But the other ones, I'm like, but I love so I try to do, folks, on all my interviews. If I know they have other work or something, I try to go there. Like when Dan Furgo came up with his fine ass, I was like, oh, Dan Furgo, oh my God, he's tall and just like dreamy. I go, now I loved you on Spartacus. And then we started, he was happy to talk about it. I mean, I was like, and those nude scenes, and we had a good laugh. and we talked about it. He's so Australian. We had the best time. And then, yeah, I mentioned EJ, and I told him I liked the character, but I always try to find the other stuff because
I would much rather talk to you about something else versus because
yes,
for one thing, when you guys watch these interviews, they're not going to give us any storyline previews.
no, they're
They're
not.
they're they're they're, they're just they're not. So you watching these things with all these everyone's at the Emmys and it's like who's gonna get no there's those days of getting the scoop
Oh yeah,
are long gone. So
I
you're not
agree.
gonna get that. So you're gonna get like what how would blah 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 blah. So if you can like especially if you know something about the person a little bit um like I was talking to was it Delon Mets?
Oh yeah, Delon Demetz, yes.
Yes. Uh and we were just kind of like blah blah blah. But I know he's like really into anime. So I was like,
Okay.
hey, I want to get into it. Why I opened that can of worms in like 15 minutes and he's like, damn, I gotta stop. And like he just wanted if you just know something that people you can get so much from them
I agree.
versus just
Well,
like the
when I first met Nancy Grahn, I said, "Scrooge and Hospital." It's about Santa Barbara. She was so happy about it. She was like, "Yes, that's about Santa Barbara." I was like, "That's what I want to talk about. I'd love you as Julia Rainwright. That's what I want. I mean, yeah, I like Lexus and all that, but I want to talk about Santa Barbara. That's what I want to talk about." And she was happy to talk about
especially with the legends. Like I just watched I'm just now catching up on Alan Locker's channel because
it. He has
because
some
he did
great stuff.
the early stuff is kind of painful because he's not very good at it.
He was learning. Yeah, he's learning. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
learning.
But he had an interview with Vincent Irizarry that I want to watch every fucking Vincent Irizarry interview I can because he told like some old stories from like back to as someone who's been watching since I was a child, hearing these old stories, I can just listen to them all day. And I was
Well, you
like,
don't have to
now I'm like,
interview stuff.
and now I'm
He's
like,
great.
if I ever get an interview with Vincent Irizarry, like we're just going to spend the whole time down walking that memory lane because
He's dreaming.
these the vets have so like they have so much history and they've seen so much. There's just so much you can talk to them about versus like, yeah, we have you, Alexis, like 2 days a week. But tell me what was
Right.
like what was your reaction when the Dobsons got locked out of,
Yes,
how was it
right.
like that stuff to me because they have nothing to lose by telling those stories at this point. It's
You
been
know,
so long.
oh, when I interviewed Tanya Pinkins, and she was like, "Let me tell you how they treat us black folks back then, and how much we were not getting paid, and how we had to do our own hair." Like she was like, "Girl," the microphone was like, "Hi, bitch, tell me everything. Tell me everything, girl. Spill it." She was happy to tell me. When I also interviewed Vincent. He's a good friend of mine, so he's great. But when I interviewed another person I interviewed, I was just like, they were just spilling all backstage, behind the scene. Well, Jennifer Bassey's another one. Jennifer is always a great interview. Oh no, it was Gloria Loring. Gloria Loring and
Oh.
I interviewed her at AfterBuzz, and we became friends. I love Gloria, and the fact that she is Robin Thicke's mother, Alan Thicke's ex-wife, sang with Carl. She was spilling just spilling tea, just spilling. I mean, I said that's what you want to hear. I was
That's
like,
what you
talk about
want
the
to
facts
hear.
of life theme. Let's talk about Alan Thicke. And so she's talking about her other son and how he's on the bed. And we had, oh my God. When I talked to Corbin Burnson and Amanda Pays, I interviewed them too at AfterBuzz. I was like, we gotta mention your mother, Jeannie Cooper. He was happy to spill tea on her. He was happy to spill tea. It was like getting a sense of his mother through him because she loved her family. And he has his own career. We talked about that. We did all that, but it was like those are the I try to find those nuggets that are like that's what sets you apart in your interviews.
I had like one of my favorite interviews is with the guy who plays Orpheus, which I'm so sorry I can't remember his name at the moment.
Oh
Uh,
shit. I forgot his name too. I know I not David Massett. What's his name? Oh my god, what's his name? Larry Massett, the third. I
I'm
forgot
gonna
his
have to
name.
sorry, I'm gonna
You look it up. I know who
because
he
it's
is.
gonna
I know who
drive
he
me
is.
crazy.
Yeah, I know who he is. But I want to say I think it's Larry Massett, I think. Is it? Folks, hold on for a second,
No,
please.
George
The Hoya,
De
that's
La
right. The
Hoya.
other one. Larry Massett was somebody. Okay, yes, okay, yes, okay, yes.
So,
That's right.
so I was talking to him, and I think it's like this is the year that he was nominated. I think this was the COVID year that they didn't have too many people at the thing. He was nominated, and he was like, "Oh, he's usually talking about Orpheus," and I was like, "Hey, yeah, I know you're like, congratulations on being nominated for Orpheus. You've been doing that role." I said, "What I really want to talk to you about is you are on 911." As where you're playing more into your Hispanic background. He loved that and just went on we like an amazing there's just so much depth to these people, and just us talking now, like in my mind I'm like, I should do a series of like legends and just do interviews. I don't want to talk to anyone new. If you ain't been around in the game for 15, 20 years, I don't want to talk to you.
Thank you for the super chat. Love you two together in chemistry. Love the stories. Keep it up, James and Walker. Me and Walker have great on-screen chemistry. We always do. We do. No, but here's the thing. So at AfterBuzz TV, here's a little backside. I never told this before. I'm fuck AfterBuzz. I'll tell it. A lot of these young, because I was one of the oldest people there. I was one of the oldest people there of all the hosts. Just happened that way. A lot of these hosts in their 20s and 30s would turn down Ed Asner. How would you turn out a 9-time Emmy win? Like, how? I mean, would turn down these people. So by default, I would get them because I was like, "Who's coming in? Wants to come in? I'll take it." I remember I got Timothy Moore, who was Roger Moore's son. I'm a huge um, um, James Bond fan. He was fucking hilarious. He had so many stories. I mean, these people have stories. They have stories. They have stories. That's why when I interviewed Corey Feldman, he was Sean Kane, they have stories. They've been in the business. Patricia Darbo's a great interview also. She has a lot of stories about this business. It's like people would turn them down. I would take them. So I became known as the guy who would handle all the old folks. And I became friends with a lot of them because they were so like, they loved my interview style. We got along great. They'd come back to me with stuff. It's just like, you guys don't understand. These are the folks that have the gold. They have the gold. And a lot of them were funny as fuck. We been laughing and talking. And when I was with Tony Basil, they might think, well, just Mickey. She's more than just Mickey, that one song. This bitch was choreographing shit in the 60s. She was a pop locker in Los Angeles. Like, there was something that's like, you guys want to do the new person and the young person. I'm gonna key to at the same time. I was like, give me everybody. And I became known that person. Then that's why to this day, I still get those people. When I interviewed Karen Grassley from Little House on the Prairie, she played the mother. I didn't know she was drinking between takes. She's like, oh yeah, James, I was drinking between takes, and they had to do an intervention. I mean, I was that interview's my biggest. I think I've gotten like 10,000 views. It's like a huge interview I did, and you can check it out. I guess in between the pages with Karen Grassley from Little House on the Prairie. She wrote a book. Oh my God, she was spilling all the tea about Melissa Gilbert. Right? She was telling everything. So yeah, I was drinking. I was having sex. I was just running around having sex. I'm like, what? Your mother Walton? Like, what the Walton? Mother on the House on the Prairie. She was given the tea, folks. And just imagine people just like passing her up. Like, she has a story that's very interesting. When I interviewed Thelma Houston, and people were passing her up to, I'm like, Thelma Houston's a legend in R&B and disco. Oh, she had a million stories. We were laughing and talking a good time. So for me, I've always been that way, Walker. I'm like, give me the old folks. I will take them. They'll be safe with me. We'll have a good time. And I will give you good interview because we're gonna have a great time. Every time.
Yeah, that's how I am. That's how I feel now. And in the sense of the soap world
Yeah.
of like, give me the guy. Give me somebody from God. Like, give me the guiding like people. Like, give me the old. Like, I want to know the stories. Because they've seen. And you have to think like they've seen this industry when it was at the height of the heights and at the low of the lows.
You know, and I'm shady. It's a shady Sunday, so I will be a little shady. There's some folks in our business who, earn their wings and they've earned their spots in this business. And their latest interviews are literally just rote. They're phoning it in. It's not anything special. There are certain folks, I'm talking about folks. I'm not gonna say the name or names, but there's some where they're competent. Obviously, they know how to do their job, but you can tell it's not the same anymore. They're not hungry. They're not interested really. It's just like they just interview and ask the same questions, or ask that one question they know could be a soundbite question for TikTok or something. But it's like there are only a few people who actually go in and dig deep and actually go and actually ask really nuanced questions. And I think it's just a shame to me. And I think it's why I've been doing next month to be 9 years. I've been doing this portion of my business, 18 years in the business total. I'm still hungry. I'm still fresh. I love this business. I mean, we bitch about it also. I mean, I bitch about it, whatever, but I'd rather do this than being in an office in a cubicle pushing papers. So
the interesting thing is, and I'm not speaking, I'm not counting anyone's pockets, but this is not you don't do this if you for thinking you're gonna get rich.
oh no,
So
you're not.
to not even have that, like, so you have this energy, you're probably doing it either for free or next to nothing, and then you still you have the energy like you don't want to be here, then don't be here.
Right. The business is not for the faint of heart. I always say it all the time. And you're right, it's not gonna line your pockets. Um, but I just feel fortunate that I get to do this. I mean, I bet there are other things could be doing that I would have to do if I didn't, I mean, I'm very fortunate. I get to the way I live, the how I don't take it for granted. And after the year I've had last year, I had a renewed sense of this business. Because I couldn't do it for 6 months due to family stuff. So I was like, I was actually missing it. And sometimes taking breaks is good. Sometimes like,
Yeah.
a break is good. But it re-energized me. I was like, you know what? I do miss this part. I do, and that's why, folks, I was so angry at the Emmys and that I wasn't. They fucked my shit up. They just fucked it all over because I was a dedicated person in the business. Um, I shouldn't have to prove myself over and over again, or have to go through mishaps at this stage in my career. It's just the way we've been around for a while. It's like we shouldn't have to go through this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
We
especially when there was a lot of new people who had never done the Emmys and that don't even know the shows and don't know who. So I'm just like, why are you here? Like, there's one person in particular I can think of, um, and she was just and like she's just asking us, which I don't mind. Like she's asking us questions about, like, which person, the shows, but I'm just like, yeah, why, like, yeah, why'd you get
right,
credentialed?
right. And that's the thing. There's those of us who we're here for a reason. I mean, we're here specifically, and we've been around for years. And like I said, for us, it's old home week for us. A lot of us come together. It's for shits and giggles and fun.
Oh, it's
Right,
there is nothing fun about the daytime Emmys.
right,
It's boring as hell.
right.
I mean, but it is the fact that, like, I get there and it's like there's James, there's Kristen, there's Tony, there's Mel, like
Yes.
there's Dan. Like, we just gossip and we
Oh,
laugh and we
we
talk
do.
the whole time. It's like,
We
oh,
do.
somebody's coming, run do the interviews, come
Yes.
back.
Yes, we do. Yes,
And
we do.
like
We
it's
do.
it's it's the whole weekend. Like, it's just, and it's not even, then it's like the people come, it's like, oh, that's my friend. Like, oh, I know that person. And it's all that social aspect of it
I
is
agree.
everything for me. Like, it is. That's why I go. It's just for the
Right.
social aspect. It's not because, like, I want to be Barbara Walters and have the most hard-hitting questions and get down
Right.
the scoops for the fans.
Right.
No, fans, I'm sorry. I'm here to see my friends.
Right, right. Say exactly. And I'm the same way. And it's like, and it really is behind the scenes. We're all tired. We see each other's
Oh,
outfits.
by the end of the night, oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're
The
tired.
early, all the energy, we're all everyone's
Yes,
fun, and then by the time it's the service, the thing to be almost over, and everyone's like,
yes.
okay, I'm hungry, I'm
And you
tired.
guys at home always know James last year comes with some kind of coat of some sort. I always on my hair. I always I try to do something with there. So it's always, me it's kind of fun to kind of showcase that side of me that I don't really do. I mean, I'm always sitting down. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, it's fun to see your friends because we have friends in this business, and that part is also fun too. And they go, "Oh my god, here you are!" And you have and it shows on the camera. We laugh and talk and. But yes, you guys behind the scenes, I love saying, oh, they're just Melly next to me on one side, Dan and Walker on the other side, Tony's down the street. We're all kind of laughing and talking, and it's just and even some of the people behind the scenes that I know Harlan, we all like each other, and we're like just laughing and talking, and I'm just sad for me they kind of effed all that up for me and my crew. It was just ridiculous because it shouldn't have happened, and so this next Emmys, my plans are to go because we don't know back on schedule, so to speak. We don't know when it's going to be. Probably June, probably. But I'll be back on schedule.
This next one's going to be very interesting because there was a lot of upset people at this one.
Yes,
So I just
I've
wonder
heard.
how that's going to translate if they are going to fix it for the next go around. Um,
Yes,
I will say like I'm not gonna say the person's name, but like one person who's normally like the biggest annoyance because they are like the queen diva was
yes.
actually like the most down to earth
I
this
heard that actually.
year.
I know who you're talking about. I
Like
heard. Yes.
you know how we get our little group and we are and I like would come over and join us. Like was I was just like, wow, like you're actually not bad, but
Oh no.
it's because you didn't get your way. So you didn't feel special to be out over your own little special area. You're over here. Like I was like, I actually like you're kind of enjoyable. Like
Mhm.
when you aren't doing like your
I
whole
agree.
like I am who I am
Yes, I know. I
thing.
agree. I agree with you. I mean, I know what you're talking about, and that's what bugs me. Is that you shouldn't be separatist from it. Shouldn't be diva esque. That stuff to me is like we're all here together, and we're all
Yeah.
here for. I mean, and really, no one's checking for us. Not really. Not in the big scheme of things.
No.
So what we're doing is basically for us, like I said, visiting, and for you guys at home who will view it. That's all it is. Our audiences. That's all. That's all it is. I mean, it's not going to change my career or anything. I mean, it's not. That's not going to happen. It's just more stuff under my belt. I mean, that's always great. But it's like it's not going to. I'm not going to get big jobs off of doing red carpets for the Emmys. Just not.
I mean,
Um,
if anything business wise, it's more like relationship building.
yes.
It's more building the relationship rapport with the publicist,
Yes.
with the
Yes.
people in charge because people in this industry move around. So knowing this publicist, they may be here, but eventually they might be somewhere else, and that might have a clientele that is larger than what they used to. But they remember you because you used to do stuff for them in the past. So like it's all a it's a bit of a game that I don't think
Well, you know
people.
me. It is very. I'm all business. I'm all business. And there were times when I first started out, kids at home. I started out. Um, they would give me a couple of newbies with the promise of a big one. So I had to suffer through. I always say it, I had to suffer through the newbies, but then again, then they delivered. So it's like you got to do things sometimes just to kind of build, and you're fine. And then they trust you, and then that's that.
Yeah.
And life goes on. I mean, then I said once I left AfterBuzz TV, they shut down. I am beyond gratitude and grateful that I work with publicists on both coasts, and they were like, "Oh, we love you. Oh, you're James." Because I made sure while I was at AfterBuzz to almost single myself out. I said I'm all business. I'm like, I'm James Lott Jr. Love you, girl. I mean, whatever I had to do to get you to remember me. And so now on my own, they're like, because Tony Moore's always like, James, I'm so jealous of you. These people they just throw people at you all the time. I said, because I worked very hard. Yes, I was part of AfterBuzz, but AfterBuzz told me use this as a stepping stone for your own shit. So I did that from the very. I
That
understood. See, I was older. See, I was
the
older.
smart the smart people did that.
We did that.
Like
There's only a few of us out
Kristen Burt, she took
there. Yes.
everything from that. She basically, hey, I'm here using you guys just to, get what I need to
Yes.
do and move on. I unfortunately was never a member of AfterBuzz
No,
because
it's,
there was a person named Roxy who Strayer who did not particularly like me. and she was
I'm
on
bitter about that still.
the approval list, and every time I would apply to be a
Yes.
host, they said I didn't have. Yeah, can y'all believe that
And
bullshit?
I endorsed him. And they still were like, nah. And
But James,
I'm very bitter.
but James is Jim Share kind of friend James was. James was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have you come on my show every other week.
I sure did. Oh, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And see, okay, so I gotta tell you guys at home, James is a rebel rouser and sometimes too. But see, here's the thing. I always come correct in terms of my work. I can stand by my work. And my numbers after I was one of the most popular hosts after Buzz. My numbers were there. So it's almost like they could get mad at me, but they couldn't. They're like, James is one of our biggest person. I was one of their biggest personalities.
Yeah.
And they just knew James is going to bring the audience in. So I know how to be sneaky and in plain sight. Well, he come to Bone Beautiful Breakdown for me tonight as a guest host. I give a fuck. And they're like, you can't so girl, can you bring your mom on again, Mama June? We'll do a panel discussion. And they walk in, they look at me, and I'm like, hi, everybody. And we just go into Studio 4. I'm like, I didn't give a fuck. I push the limit all the time. I did, because I'm like, Walker's my friend. Walker's good. The audience likes him. And I was bitter and petty because they did not bring him in. So I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I'll find a way to bring people in. I did not have no shame. And they were like, but they couldn't. But see, you can't do that if you don't have any gravity. Like I had gravity there. So it's like they could get mad or whatever and give me a little attitude, but they're like, we can't. Well, James is bringing in the numbers.
Especially towards the end, you were doing crazy amounts of shows.
Yes,
like, and the fact that what people don't realize, like that has to be at least a 40-45 minute commute.
Oh, even longer. I was in Inglewood. They were in the Valley. Depending on when you left, that's a problem. If I left in the morning or left after 7 in the evening, it's like 45 minutes. There were times when it took me 2 hours to get out there. Hour and a half.
And you were doing shows like not just the Sunday soap block where you're there, like more like multiple days that you have to travel. And
yes.
Towards the end, it was almost good at it that all that happened because you needed that like break because
yeah. No, I mean, my thing was, it also helped me become a better host, right? It was very much by trial by error, which we do something over and over again. You become better, hopefully, and I think that's what it was. I did 805 hours of television there in 5 years. They said it's one of the most anybody's ever done. And I did shows. I was there 5 days a week almost at one point towards the end. I had a show. I'm one of the few people who had a show on every network they had. I had a show on Popcorn Talk, Black Hollywood Live. I mean, I was working it. They're like, guilty, and they let me do. I had my own Christmas show. They gave me my own Christmas show. Like I did everything there. I was again. Meanwhile, I had this JLJ media on the side doing stuff over here. I mean, I was like doing both, but I took their advice. And it's like people like your friend anymore. Like there's a few of us that like Flobo Boys. We actually took their stuff, and the rest of those hosts, they're floundering. They're not doing shit.
I haven't seen anyone else. Like
nope.
I haven't seen anyone else that did
nope.
stuff there that I can think of that's doing anything now.
We asked somebody the other day was asking who's the biggest person from AfterBuzz besides like there was besides like AJ Gibson and all them. They're like, I mean, they're not really doing much either, but they're present. He did Wendy for a while there, but they're like you, James. You're probably the biggest personality. I mean, in terms of value, I put out so much stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm so visible all the time on social media. He goes, it's probably you. I was like, I knew he thought of it for it. I was like, I guess because I do put out a lot of stuff. I have over 50 shows and I'm doing all this stuff and I'm always online. So maybe just by that, I don't know if I'm the biggest, but just by that, I'm the most visible, probably.
Yeah, you're present. Whereas the other people, you never have to think of like, whatever happened to. You won't say that about James Lott Jr.
No, you won't.
No, sir. Never, ever.
I am out here. You can't get rid of me, bitches. James is gonna be here until I said I want to die while I'm doing the show. I'll be like, and I'm James Lott Jr. Follow me at James Lott Jr. everywhere, and be like, that's it.
No time soon though.
Of course I didn't. I got my health, and I'm actually doing really good inside. I just got to lose the weight. But other than that, I'm doing fine. The insides are good. I don't have cholesterol problems. I don't have diabetes. I don't got nothing. I got a clean bill of health on the inside. I just got to work on the outside, which I am working on. I've lost 25 pounds. I'm working on. But yes, I plan to be here a long time, folks, to annoy all of you. That's not good. It ain't gonna happen there. But we're gonna end it now because the morning is over. It is 12 p.m. my time. And so I want to thank Walker for coming on. Thank you so much for
Yes.
coming on from me.
Happy Golden Globes Day to everyone who
Yes,
celebrates it.
yes, and it's Joe Coy
Joe
is
Coy,
I like him.
I like him. I think it'll be fun. I think CBS it'll be different, so I'll be curious to see.
Me too.
I am jealous that I'm not there this month because it's so jam-packed. Like
I know.
Globes, and then Critics' Choice Awards, and then
Yes.
Primetime Emmys, which I thought it's been so long. I thought someone's like sent me a thing from an Emmy party. I'm like, why are you at an Emmy party? They're like, it's in 2 weeks. I'm like,
It is.
oh, the time is just
I
so.
know.
And
You
I thought,
remember they announced them first. As soon as the strike was over, they're like primetime Emmys, January 15th. I was like, oh, okay. Then the daytime Emmys were announced. Remember, they were announced first.
yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it already happened, which is, yeah.
Well, 2023, it's all a blur. Shit. To me, it's like it went by fast and it was weird at the same time. It went by slow and fast at the same time. I couldn't tell you half the shit that happened last year. I don't know. We got through it.
Yeah.
I was able to that. We got through it. But yes, a lot. LA is a lot going on. I love driving around LA and seeing all the stuff being set up. And
There's so
I
much
love
going
this.
on this month. So,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then,
But
the next 2 months,
yes. Oh yeah, the
this
Oscars.
and even though Super Bowl is Vegas, like we're, we're
We're
not
adjacent.
we're I mean, yeah, I
We're
was gonna say,
adjacent.
Vegas adjacent. It's gonna be a lot of
You're
stuff.
like, he used to was in
I
Los
used to
Angeles. He
was,
ain't here no more. He
but
used to was.
I'm still paying those highest taxes, so technically,
So folks, stay on the line. So folks, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for everything,
yeah,
of
this was
course.
fun.
Have it. I'm glad you came on. I love the spontaneous stuff, but this is my morning show, JLJ this morning live. You can also listen to it later. I'll upload it on any auto streaming service platform you can think of. It's gonna be out there, of course. Links to all my shows on YouTube at JLJ Media. You can follow me where all James Lott Juniors are sold. That's right, at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. I've been saying almost 9 years. It's crazy. So though, and this week is my 15-year anniversary in Los Angeles. Can't believe it. So I'm happy to be here. But everyone have a great day
Yes.
and take a little time to enjoy